4, I believe, and the winner will go on to face Croc's Cronies, which is Bressingham and Niterific. So, waiting on this one. The winner will move on to the next round in the loser's bracket, but the loser will have to say goodbye to tonight.
Yeah, it definitely should be a good matchup. A nice close one. That if PhailGuys end up taking this one, they will have the rematch against Croc's Cronies. They're the ones that beat them, push them into the lower bracket. But this, I think it's really going to be a really close match. Might depend a little bit on the makeup of the seed, how this plays out, what team is more advantaged.
Duck not breaking tradition by being the one to run into the door at the beginning. But no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding around. Yeah, Leno and MST are pretty similar in skill level in both games, I'd say. A lot of experience with SMZ3. Apathy Deck, really great player in both games as well. In any percent, and A Link to the Past NMG. Cutie, just pretty new to getting really good at A Link to the Past, but has improved so much and is, of course, like number 4 in the world in Super Metroid. So, interesting matchup we've got here.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the teams are going to be, like we talked about, like you already mentioned, Bunny, a little bit imbalanced maybe with Duck being probably the strongest Link to the Past player out of the 4. And Real Cutie being most likely the weakest of the 4, but like you said, he's been practicing a lot, and he's not anywhere near the player he was for the last SMZ3 solo tournament, where it was just, very unbalanced. He's gotten so much better. But speaking of things in this race, we've already got a bunch of items already. We've seen a Charge Beam, a Sanctuary, Flippers, a Morph Pedestal, and Glove and Kana Samaria. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go mode. Yeah, so Flippers must have been down on Morph. You'll always see the teams send some person down to the Morph Pedestal just to get the information. Make sure nothing awry is going on down there. Anything that we don't want to miss early. Flippers are kind of interesting, kind of gross. A lot of teams are just going to go ahead and do the Flippers checks anyway without Flippers, but now they know they're actually in logic.
Yeah, and with Flippers and Glove, that's double Zora access. Doesn't mean it's necessarily more likely, but definitely something that's available. And where was the cane? Where did we see that? I see that Apathy Duck has it.
It was in the Lost Woods, so I think Leno's gonna get it soon. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Duck once he's done here and Kakariko, go for the Houlihan maybe. Since Cutie and MST can't because they have the Flippers.
Well, there's the Morph Ball. We have seen Power Bombs already too. I don't believe we've seen any missiles or supers yet, but Power Bombs in Link's house, I would expect Real Cutie to start doing some Super Metroid checks sooner rather than later. No weapon to do front of escape. He's going to save and quit out. Probably get that right away. We'll see PhailGuys shortly come across that as well.
Really Morph Ball. So some would say it's kind of boring to go ahead and get that right away, but I think as a runner it's a big relief in a way to know that you don't have to work through a huge puzzle just to get your access to Super Metroid.
Yeah, it takes a lot of risk away. You don't have to solve that big puzzle, and you don't have to worry about, should I go take my screw attack that I find, for example, if they see that, and go down to, Retro Brin, or go to all the way to Big Pink with screw attack, just to find maybe nothing, and maybe Morph was available somewhere else that was bad. It's kind of a weight off your mind.
I think we had a couple E-tanks here in Blind's Hut, which is also good for the start. I think you don't really realize how hard it is to go through Super Metroid early without any E-tanks. Also finds a bottle in the back, so he'll be able to check out the sick kid item really quickly.
Yeah, this is a fairly nice loadout for Kakariko. Kind of surprised that Metro MST isn't going directly to Blind's Hut to get those bombs. Okay. With bombs here in Blind's Hut, there's a bottle, so you don't have to come back for Sick Kid. There's plenty of rupees available fairly easily, so bottle vendor's going to be nice. It's kind of what you want in a Kakariko, is to not leave anything orphaned or have to scrounge around for rupees on your first trip in.
Oh, I was in a Moon Pearl on the library. Let me catch that first. So we'll need the Pegasus boots to grab that. Surely they're somewhere in Super Metroid.
Yeah, that's hard required. But it's really not, that's actually a great find. You know that really for evening out the playing field, boots is one of those items that can make a really big difference if one team were to get that way earlier than the other team. But knowing it's not going to be anywhere in the Dark World, that eliminates a lot of spots boots can't be. So we'll probably see that fairly early. Looks like all just regular, boring blue crystals in the Light World. If I saw that correctly on Apathy Duck's screen, I think it's our first map check. But crystals in Light World is really nice. Some of the more lengthy and more locked by items dungeons are in the Dark World, so potentially you can get away with skipping some things. Maybe you skip a medallion or two. Maybe you skip, a mirror or fire rod, maybe even.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if it's going to be the skippable cane setup when they already have the cane with the mire into a rock pendant, so we'll see. I could pick up the ice beam as well in the dam. We'll see how much more A Link to the Past these guys want to do. They did get supers there in the wall, but they also got a sword, so escape is pretty comfy now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fairly quick before we see somebody pivot into Super Metroid. You don't really want to dip Eastern Palace. You don't have to. Sometimes it's a nice early dip, but as a crystal, it'll have to be entered again later. I would be kind of surprised to see anybody do that with already having a North Ball and a glove and knowledge of the Moon Pearl, so you know you're not going to be finding that in there.
I'm glad I was thinking about Zora. He's getting rich off the rupee crabs, and he's actually gonna break the lamp logic here and go up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, that's a good use of the co-op ability that Leno has all those rupees already, so he's obviously already planning on that Zora, meaning that Metroid MST can generally plan on skipping rupees. Kind of surprised he's going for a tree pull at all there, but we might see him try to just dodge all the rupees and not even worry about them unless there's something on Zora that's needed.
And from here, Leno can only get this item off the old man. He can check the top of Spectacle Rock in the inside, but more importantly, he can get into Norfair through that cave there. Check out what's there, as long as he lives through the rocks. Okay.
Nice dodges.
Ooh, speed booster behind Saha and a bunch of money. I think Duck might be going into SM now. Yeah. No? Never mind.
I kind of expect to see... We haven't seen South Shore yet, have we, from anybody? Mini Mulder Cave? Did we see that and I just missed it?
Yeah, I don't think we have, because Duck went from the DM straight to Agena, actually.
I expect we'll see the front of Escape from Duck, and then maybe Mini Moldorm as well.
Well, Leno's definitely going to Norfair now. With that various suit there inside Spectacle Rock.
You say that, but we have a save and quit back to Sanctuary.
What in the world?
I'm not sure that I like this play from PhailGuys. With Metroid MST already in the front, seems kind of unnecessary. I would have expected to see MST do the back of Escape and then do front if necessary, so they don't have to be the same place. Obviously, they're checking different chests, so it's not quite overlapping, but yeah, really surprised he's not following that Varia suit, at least into Kraid's lair and maybe into some Norfair location. Oh, they don't have the speed boosters. They can't really get anything in Norfair yet until they do Saha.
Yeah, that is true. Plus, those 3 checks are normally really quick. Leno's gonna try and go through the dark rooms to get the Dark Cross. He got the map and the key in the back. So, MST knows that Zelda Cell is definitely an item, and they know that Dark Cross is definitely an item too.
The real cuties in the same dark room, maybe the same room. It's hard to tell. There's 2 watery rooms. Looks like it is, yeah. They're in the same room. Only on 3 hearts each, too, so that's pretty tough. I like how the players that are mirroring each other have the same heart color.
Leaf Beam. You know what that is. But this isn't normal mode. But speed plus wave equals crack. But Crackmire, pretty much whenever you have access over to the Bubble Mountain area in hard logic, it is always available. The gate glitch is always in logic, in hard mode. But now it's like a million times easier to get there.
Easier and it's faster.
Indeed. Okay. Looks like Cutie's gonna be the one to finally go to Mini Moldorm Cave.
Meanwhile, PhailGuys picking up their speed booster. And also not choosing to go into Eastern, which I think that makes a lot of sense. With how much is available again. And there's an Ice Beam at the dam. I didn't even see that on Apathy Duck's side when he picked that up. So a lot of beams. We have Charge, Ice, Wave already, so it's good firepower. We might see both teams or one team start to get kind of aggressive on skipping missiles. It's very quick without the fanfare, but missiles are going to be not that necessary with what we have right now.
Yeah, they didn't have the speed that ice would get them up to Bubble Mountain by freezing the Nova and wall jumping off it. Not too much in Mini Moldorm. Did get the blue mail, and I think maybe another set of 300 rupees, I'm not sure. But that's about it. He's gonna waddle on over. Gonna take these flippers checks, actually. That's a good idea.
Yeah, Hobo's kind of sort of on the way. Not exactly, but as on the way as it's going to get. So it's a good idea to check it right now. It kind of saves you a little bit of difficulty walking around the crabs, too. Because there's no crabs in the water, unlike real life.
Yeah, real life, they're there. In your bathtub, in your shower, your kitchen sink. I want to see someone like go from Sanctuary to Ice Rod Cave. Nobody ever does that, but I think it's faster when you have flippers.
Take the whirlpool to the west?
Yeah. Might not
like
be,
the
though.
Backwards NMG route, kind of.
Green Pendant Ice Palace. Eesh. Is it like required for Ice Palace to be a pendant in SMZ3? Feels like it sometimes.
I think that's only if Thieves Town's not a pendant. That's the other thing that can happen.
True.
No, we see Hookshot. Hookshot and Quake Medallion, I think that was at Waterfall Cave. That's really nice. So, out of logic, we could get all the way to East Death Mountain. I would not be surprised to see that taken on. It's just so many checks. And it's something you're not going to get to skip. You can maybe pair it with Dark Death Mountain or get a hammer first and go all the way to Hera, but I really expect to see somebody go up there soon.
Yeah, these guys have a lot they can do right now. Dug our first friend over into Norfair, the Super Metroid. Sees another bottle, checking out this high jump area. Well equipped with the speed booster and the wave beam. I think we're gonna see a croc soon.
Yeah, especially in co-op, you want to be even more thorough early on. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes Ice Beam route and then goes down into Croc, and then to Bubble Mountain from there. You could tackle Cathedral on the way out. It'd be a really good way to route all this in one go. Looks like that's where he's going. Too bad Real Cutie didn't have those rupees though. They didn't have quite the same split, or didn't take the time to farm that PhailGuys did. So we'll see what Zora has when MST goes this way in just a moment. It could be something really big if it's something important, a good movement item.
A mirror is there at Ice Beam, so that's our access to Hera.
That's a lot of stuff already. We are hammer away from Ice Palace too, or not Ice Palace, sorry, Swamp Palace.
Yeah, we're pretty loaded early. Yeah, Cutie's not gonna go into Eastern either, so nobody taking the Eastern. Probably gonna start from the ship. Yep, and Leno is too. So they're gonna battle it out in Super Metroid.
Yeah, with Speed Booster and the health these guys have, Wreck Ship's really not that intimidating at the moment. There's not going to be anything they have to leave behind. They can get up to Sky Missiles easily. We might see both of them go up there. After of course, picking Criteria Power Bombs.
Yeah, Cutie actually... Oh, that's a Bombo Sun Zora. That could be needed. Could be not needed.
Required for that green pendant.
Yep. Green pendant, fire rod, anyone?
I really like that Shine Spark that one of us did in that Criteria Power Bombs room. I somehow have never thought to do that myself.
Yeah, you don't see it very often. Leno's been around a long time, likes to have a lot of fun with this rando. He's actually gonna try to spark through Gauntlet as well. I don't know if you... Oh yeah, you do. He knows what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I always bonk when I try to do this. But yeah, it's gonna be a little dangerous now.
Luckily, Various Suit gets rid of a little bit of the damage, so he can maybe like dip a toe in that acid for a second and be okay. But he's definitely gotta pay attention and be careful with what he's doing.
Yeah, he definitely couldn't dip a toe if he didn't have Various Suit. It's like MST wants to go straight to the wreck ship. Would be a lot cozier with the Various Suit as well, but 3 tanks, he should still be okay against Fintoon.
Yeah, it's as long as he doesn't use all of his energy Shine Sparking over there, which is definitely something you might do. And then you realize, oh no, now I only have 1 full instead of 3 because I just did Shine Sparks. Meanwhile, first boss down between the games. Nice great quick kill from Apathy Duck.
Wow, the Titan's mitts already. So it's still not Dark World access without the Pegasus boots, wherever those might be. Remember, our Moon Pearl is there on Library. I hope Cutie has 8 power bombs and not 0, otherwise he can't get out of here. I'm gonna assume it's an 8. Okay, we're okay. Silver
Maybe it's 88.
arrows? Yeah, 88 power bombs would get you through the seed.
And Screw Attack was, I missed the pickup, but Gandalf is making really good use of it already. And Space Jump over here, so really good movement, looks like in the early Supers area.
Oh, poor MST has none of it over here with this not fun Fantoon fight.
At least he can pseudo screw if he gets in trouble through the flames, which he's doing maybe for fun. I'm not sure if that's just... or he's doing it to try and charge up those X Factors.
Yeah. Hey, got that wave charge beam and some power bombs. It's a good chance to work on your any percent, but yeah, it's a little...
It's risky. It's a lot riskier than Doppler's, especially because if you miss, you can't charge up another shot to use those pseudo screws. You can't really defend yourself very well.
Be careful, MST. I think he's dead. Yeah. Nice. We live! Alright, Cutie getting his mitts as well behind Kraid. Kinda interesting that I guess he was on the way, but they rushed those and they can't really do anything with him yet. Hopefully the boots show up soon.
Yeah, in some cases I like the idea of just getting Kraid out of the way, since it's not really going to get any faster with any other equipment. Just get it done when you can, so you don't have to think about it. It might make it easier later on for Team Corndog to decide, who's ahead where, and who should make which slow out of the way checks. Because okay, we both got all these dungeons done, all these bosses done that were doable. That's part of balancing out these co-op matches. It's a really unique skill. Takes some time to build up. We'll probably see come into play a lot more later on when they're not just full clearing giant chunks of the game.
Yeah, sometimes your team just kind of gets unlucky and really unbalanced with who ends up finding the progression first. But a lot of it is still under your own control, as long as you communicate well with your teammate. We're gonna get our first check at the climb supers. Oh, that last bullion was rude.
Yeah, now they're probably going to be harder to deal with.
You don't want them up there. Oh, nice. You made it through. Through those missiles. Lucky guy.
One of this, maybe forgetting he has wave beam, or does he not have wave beam? Maybe just showing off.
Doesn't, because I was in Zelda, so.
Oh right, MST went to the front, while Lenifus went to the back. While showing he doesn't need it, he knows it's not even in logic since this is hard. It was a nice job using supers to get through there. It's a little tougher without high jump boots.
Kinda curious on Corndog's side if there was discussion about Cutie not going to the wreck ship, because it looked like that's what they were going to do, but then they didn't. MST finds the Master Sword in the wreck ship. Always a nice pickup. That could be a location that Leno puts off for a while, though. Helps for swords somewhere else.
Yeah, it's really not that far out of the way. I think you're right. If there's nothing in wreck ship, you might want to put it off, because it's long enough that if it's going to be your butter sword, it's definitely not worth going to get. If it's going to be your tempered or master, it's worth the trip, I'd say. This isn't that far away. I think, make this decision, like you said, for Cutie not going to the wreck ship, might be because of those mitts. Since he's on Death Mountain right now, and he can do a lot of things. He can do this Old Man Rescue to get the save and quit point, of course, and then he can go to East Death Mountain, and he can do Super Bunny Cave. Not in logic, but still 2 more checks. He can even peek the medallion at the top of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's true. It's possible that the Pegasus boots are just in Paradox, so they wouldn't be able to wait on them anyway to be able to combine it all with Hookshot Cave. excited to find out either way. Poor MST. I really like Screw Attack, and especially Space Jump Screw Attack combo up here in the attic.
Yeah, he kind of got a really raw deal there. Shine Sparking through those enemies. Sometimes that Key Hunter, especially, he just doesn't die. He went right through him, didn't do enough damage somehow to kill it, so he had to track it back down. Really annoying thing that can happen.
Leno and Apathy Duck about to high five Apathy Duck, really wanting to save his power bombs here, which is a good idea. Brinstar is very bomb intensive, except that mushroom. They do already have Kina Samaria, so fake powder at the magic bat is possible for everyone before you decide to give up your shroom.
Yeah, with nobody having gone to the wreck ship yet on their team, or sorry, on Team Corndog, since Apathy Duck has that, he might be able to save scum it into the wreck ship clear. Or
yeah,
he could turn in the mushroom and save scum it, but save scum is kind of a little bit less necessary in co-op. It's unlikely that the fake powder is something you need. But it could make a difference.
MST living on the edge. It's 42 health. Paradox not holding much. Some ammo, heart container. I think all the good stuff's in Norfair.
Yeah, MST has to farm here and be very careful, since these spikes still do full 60 damage a hit in this bowling room coming up. I'm surprised he hasn't turned off his ice beam to make this farm a little bit faster. But menuing is slow is the idea behind that mentality.
Yeah, it's really hard to decide. Am I gonna take the time to turn this off, or is this farm just gonna go well and these bugs are gonna give me lots of nice things? I actually like to just kind of roll into the next room, into the water, and lay a power bomb and farm that way. Yeah, there's 5 or 6 enemies in here. But I like to go into the water, that way I can't get hit, but he's got a pretty good beam. Lots of nice health there, so that's good. Do we have real powder? Well, that's also good. That's not good, MST. Using spring ball.
Was that 4 hits you took on the spikes?
I think so. I think at least 4.
I mean, I've taken 4 hits in that room without spring ball plenty of times, so it could be a lot worse.
He's living. That's all that matters. I don't know if he's already seen what's that wreck ship reserve or not. But he has enough health to spark. He can do a little bit of a wall jump if he wants to be extra safe. Usually in a full rando settings, which means every item can be anything, you're not going to pre-check the wreck ship reserve item, because you're coming to get this bowling statue anyway. But it looks like he did. Ooh. Did you see that, Ace?
I saw something that was impressive. It might not. I saw that ice escape from Real Cutie. That is really nice to see. What did you see, Bunny?
That is impressive. The MST found the hammer at Gravity, so everyone's doing bowling today.
Alright, that makes that sword decision way easier, because you want to go there early to get the hammer and the sword before doing really any dungeon. And definitely before going to the Dark World, even if that becomes an option before hammer is necessary.
Yeah, it's again kind of like those myths, there's not much you can do with the hammer. They already have, guess PhailGuys doesn't have a mirror, but so that could be their hair access. Well, Corndog has a mirror for their hair access. Hammer doesn't do much in Light World without, you know, your Moon Pearl. So it's really just a question of where those boots are.
Well, it's not in logic, but Ice Palace is potentially full clearable.
That's
Moon
true.
Pearl. That's a thing you can definitely do.
I want to
Not
see.
really any more difficult either, but it's not usually a good idea since it's out of logic and it's a pendant.
Yeah, your boots aren't going to be in there. That's all you know. But I'd like to see someone do that in a race.
Oh, Silvers were here at Green Brinstar area as well, in front of that screw attack. That's a really nice safety. This is just the biggest early super, just the safety zone.
Kind of a nice ironic spot for the screw attack to be, because if you come here without bombs, you can use screw attack to get that back item. We are finally seeing upper warfare from Cutie, which I suspect will have the boots, but maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, we're running a little bit lower on places where those can be until we see Dark World or Gravity Suit or something else to help navigate, like high jump boots, maybe from Southwest Meridia, running out of possible spots for boots. We do still have Arrow Hair, like we mentioned. I think that's about it. There's the bow, though. That gives us all of Eastern Palace. Well, Clamp Lock, but
Yeah.
it's doable.
Yeah, still not logic with the lamp. I could see something like Flute being up here too, to the Mire area access. Spring Ball is available in the wrecked ship, so if they have to get to Lower Norfair through the Mire portal, it's completely in logic in hard mode to have just Spring Ball jump your way up out of screw attack and out of the worst room in the game.
And there's a book as well. So that's Fire Source away from having all 3 Light World dungeons clearable.
Wow.
And one more check on Death Mountain.
Yeah, good. You can combine that with Hera, except Cutie and Duck don't have that second sword yet, so they won't be able to have the item. But sometimes that's a good thing, because if the item is nothing, you waste less time checking it.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like... Oh, maybe Duck's gonna turn in the mushroom on the way to Zora? Or possibly reset. I thought he was going to Zora. He stopped to farm running from a bush crab. But taking this portal indicates he's going to the potion shop first. And that's nice for them that they're going to be getting that Bombos medallion. Even if it's not required, it's nice to know there's no loose ends. The item there has been checked. Duck doing one of his favorite strats he always likes to do. I forget what this is called, but it sure looks neat.
I was like, what is he doing?
I'm not sure exactly how you do it. You powder like during the mushroom turn in, and there may be another input or two you have to press, but it just corrupts the visuals of that screen until you go in the hut. It looks like a little like forest village.
That was definitely worth it. I like that play, Duck. Second boss down for MST. Also with the nice quick kill.
That's 3 for 3 on those great quick kills so far. No pressure on Leno.
So I wonder if they're going to send Duck to the wrecked ship then. It looks like Cutie's gonna be the one doing. Well, actually Duck already did the burn loop.
Wait. Okay, never mind. I was worried about Cutie's power bombs. He was waiting for the acid. I thought he was just out of power bombs.
Oh yeah. He's got 3. Yeah.
It was a 6, which looks surprisingly like a 0. Don't look close to enough. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Duck going to Wreck Ship. I also wouldn't be surprised since he just grabbed that hook shot if he went to East Death Mountain, grabbed the E-Tanks and Spazer, and maybe saved him quick from there to go up to Hera from the mirror lock side, since he doesn't have the hammer but does have the mirror.
Why hasn't anyone gone to Croc? There's obviously something there. Someone needs to do it.
At this point, especially for Team Corndog, I imagine it'll be a long time till they get there, because they got a bunch of good stuff out of Norfair and left. I think if you're going to do Croc, you want to do it either really early or really late, generally. And by not doing it early when you had the good opportunity, I don't know when you do it. Oh, maybe Real Cutie getting... Oh, that doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like maybe getting the space jump to help him like entry, but he's got speed booster.
Got our pendants all at the bottom. So Mire and Swamp are regular pendants, and of course Ice Palaces are green. The Red Crystal at Thievestown and Pod. So, yay Flippers and Mirror. Yay full clearable pendant Swamp. Once we get the Moon Pearl, of course. I'll add that disclaimer.
Yep. And are flippers not potentially required? Or maybe not hard required?
Yeah. Flippers got us the hook shot already, so that could be the extent of the Flippers' usefulness.
These runners are probably hoping that that's the case. They don't have to go with Pendant Swamp Palace and Pendant Ice Palace. Pot set up from Duck. You grabbed one item already out of Hera, just an E-Tank. I like to see this Hera dungeon. It's a very fast dungeon, and I love going to Tower of Hera without the fire source, because if you have a hookshot, you can clear it, and it doesn't make you have to make that decision of, do I go to the basement to check for that last item? If you can't do it, you can't do it, and you just get the crystal and you come back later.
Oh darn, I don't have a fire source. Whatever will I do?
And then if you get both items, of course, it's just a bonus, because you don't have to come back.
You know, that's probably why they were avoiding Hera. Exactly what happened there. Is we got an NMG Moldorm fight going on here.
Not even that. NMG has boots, which make a considerable difference in this fight. I hate this fight without boots and fighter sword. It just Duck's a very good NMG runner. He can handle this fight with boots, but without it, like, you can't evade properly. You can't go in for the right attacks. You're just totally out of your element. You just have to take it safe and not fall again.
Oh.
Don't.
There we go. Nicely done. You know, PhailGuys will have a lot nicer time against Moldorm. I really like Hammer Moldorm particularly, but even Master Sword's pretty good.
Yeah, they do the same damage, but charging the spins makes your mobility worse. I definitely prefer the hammer myself, but it does have a little bit of a weird hitbox. I don't expect anyone to have a big difficulty of these runners' caliber with that fight, though.
Oh, excuse me, everyone. Spazer was in Paradox. I'm sorry.
Yeah, interestingly enough, that's Cutie's only beam. He skipped out on the Wave and Ice. I imagine he'll get Ice Beam at some point, if nothing else to save time in Metroid Room. Because that was in the front of the dam. Very easy to get.
Then I'll succumb to the pressure. Gonna see Crazy Tummy.
I'll take the blame for that one.
Yep.
He's getting really stingy grade 2, just not opening his mouth. Honey, is that just totally random? Whether or not he opens his mouth early or late?
Yeah, the first mouth open's completely random, I believe. And then after that, of course, you can shoot him either in the face or the tummy, and then he'll open his mouth.
Your Dopplers. Oh, wow.
Nicely done.
Yeah, Cutie showing why he is so acclaimed at this game. Even with wonky equipment sets and a totally different mindset than a speedrun, still executing very well. And totally glossed over it. Did we see both items out of Tower of Hera? MST's in here right now. I know we got one E-Tank and the big key to come up. The vanilla way?
You know, I don't know. I want to say there was like 20 rupees on Moldorm, but maybe I'm just making things up.
Yeah, it was either the small key or the item on Moldorm, because I know we saw the map and compass next to each other.
Yep. Must be about to find that. So would have been an okay setup had the big key been in the basement for Hera Plot, but no need to worry. Someone's finally going to Croc. Thank you, Duck. Maybe this is kind of the only spot that we haven't really seen now.
Yeah, there might be a one-off here there, but I think you're right. The front of Eastern is still a Sphere 1 set of locations. And of course, with the bow, the final item could be on the boss that could be attainable.
Yeah, also bootless, fireless desert. Also an exciting choice.
Doesn't get more exciting than that. Those big long hallways that they put in the game so you can show off your boots that you don't get to have sometimes in randomizer. I like how MST is doing his best duck impersonation and falling off in almost exactly the same spot. Not just falling, but the same spot.
Yep.
And then of course he's gonna crush it and have a good fight on the second one, just like Duck. Right, Leno not going to Croc. I'm a little surprised. Since they're dwindling down on spots to go, I would have thought he would go to Croc here. It's a little bit faster if you're going to do it to go down through that speedway.
It's the intended way. Of course it's faster, right? That's how it works. Maybe not quite, but in this case, yeah.
Well, I suppose PhailGuys still has all of this East F Mountain. They're probably assuming the big progression, the boots are going to be over here.
Yeah, MSC's already checked Paradox, but I guess hasn't checked Spiral. I don't remember. I think this was just 1 rupee. So yeah, Croc is pretty much all they're gonna have left. Leno's gonna come across the bow, so that might make them want to head into Eastern pretty soon.
I would expect so, since there's still a small concern that your opponents did that, at least the front of Eastern dip very early. It probably wouldn't be expected with this item layout. I wouldn't expect my opponents to do that with what was available in this seed, but you never know. And since it's a crystal dungeon anyway, you can make progress. That de-risk is really nice.
The only thing out there that can really make Croc better would be Plasma Beam. Who knows where that is? So far, nothing great down here, though, and only 2 more checks.
I'm curious to see... Well, there's my answer. Never mind. I was gonna say, I'm curious to see where Duck's going to use the spike suit that he got from Croc, but...
Worth.
He didn't let me finish.
Wow, Croc, nothing! I am shocked.
It's looking like Eastern for our boots. We will get a look at the top of Turtle Rock.
Oh. Ivan in chat saying that floating island had gravity suit. Is that true? Is this true, friends? I can't get that without Moon Pearl though, right?
That's correct, you cannot.
MST looked like a little smushed Shy Guy in his bunny sprite.
Really surprised MST didn't check Super Bunny while he was already on Dark Death Mountain. He's got the mitts, and not particularly. It's not really that much longer than going through the other way, because you can just save and quit out. Maybe spike some kind of advantage.
Yeah, obviously you can't get the floating island without Moon Pearl. I just have cross keys brain right now. Cross keys, anything goes. Alright, MST finally gonna get his nice cozy space jump screw attack.
This climb right here might feel a little bit bad from Duck going back to Death Mountain to check this pedestal, especially since it's just a single arrow. But he wasn't able to check. He looked out of North Air first when he went up Death Mountain. I think that's just bad luck of the timing when he was on Death Mountain and when Cutie found the book. Looks like Duck going to be the first one into Eastern, which is nice to see. Another crystal dungeon attacked.
Yeah. Lamp is probably in here. My lamp. That or just straight up the boots are in here, and then everyone on this entire screen is gonna feel bad and feel like they got the boots really late.
Oh, for sure. The lamps would not open much. It could open some stuff in desert. I mean, unless they beat the dungeon, not boost block. Could even give you the boost.
Could even be a boot. Yeah, I think Magic Bat is still available for everyone. That's unseen. Go do that, someone. Cutie's doing it. Thank you, Cutie.
Yeah, imagine, let's see what we get here at Magic Bat. Just supers. Imagine we'll see, hopefully, an Eastern dip from PhailGuys soon as well. I'm thinking MST might do that after he finishes cleaning up Brinstar and just treading over the items that Lenifus already grabbed.
Yeah, Lamp would open up Aga. Which is great.
Which is one item, yeah.
I want
Without
it.
the Moon Pearl.
Leno will go. Leno loves Aga in SMZ3. Hey, the other male. They're in Eastern. That's exciting. That is exactly what Duck wanted to see.
I mean, in a co-op setting, that's pretty nice. Getting one male. Especially if one of them's in a place where you're not going to get it. The other one stumbling on it. Especially kind of early before Dark World access, before you have a full row of hearts. It's pretty nice.
So that's all that's in Logic in Eastern, but Duck's gonna go ahead and clear it anyway. Well, he sends Cutie off to Desert, probably knowing that this is it. That's all we've got. So this Meridia, they have all the things for it except high jump, and it's not in logic from the front, from the tube, whatever, if that's the front or the back, I don't know. It's not in logic from that way without high jump, only through the Meridia portal. There they are! There's the boots in desert.
Alright, that's a nice find. Kinda had to be here. Except for maybe at this shovel spot. Oh wait, no, that's lamp block, never mind. But the shovel is in Eastern.
Oh, so exciting!
Yeah.
Oh, so...
You know, that's kind of nice. You can kind of check the shovel. Well, I guess if you know you're going to get Dark World access, you check it on your way to get your Moon Pearl. So it's kind of a nice spot for it.
Yeah, that's a good plan. You're gonna check the right side before going to land mill. For shame, cutie. The last item could be on land mill. Everybody shame cutie and hope he gets map compass. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, there's a map. This is why you don't do this, cutie. This is why.
You know, if he'd come in from the back entrance, I actually kind of like checking this first because it's less transitions if it's the item. But if you're coming in through the front door of Desert, then you... Oh, he doesn't have fire source.
Oh, that's true.
So he did the correct thing objectively. If he had a fire source, well, yeah, because you don't want to just leave without checking for the items when you don't have a fire source.
Yeah, he did. Sorry, cutie. I was wrong.
Yeah, I forgot that too. But I mean, if you come in through the back door and you can just mirror it from the right side, it's not so bad to check that first anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you're coming to the front door, it is pretty tedious to go to the right and then back to the left and then get the item for free off the boss.
Right, Leno and Eastern after Duck completes out the Armo sites even without Lamp. What a guy. Cutie gonna check the bunkable spots before getting his Moon Pearl. Now the lamp can be anywhere. Can even be in Ice Palace. Wink wink.
Oh, Cutie taking a detour to check Lumberjack. Did we see Lumberjack? I think
I thought it was
Lena
20 rupees.
was over here. I don't remember what it was though.
Yeah, I think I saw a red rupee here. Kind of funny in co-op to not have someone have checked this at one point.
Yeah, sometimes if the bombs and rupees shake out well for you, you don't really need to worry about bush crabs as much, and then as a result, you don't need to come even near Lumberjack. I kind of like putting it off if that happens, because you're not going to need it until you get boots, and it's way faster to get to with boots than just by walking, so that makes sense to leave it, unless you're already on that screen trying to find rupees or bombs from the bush crab.
Yeah, SMZ3 with the SM items really diluting your chances of getting bombs and rupees early. So you normally see that. You need... Cutie. You have to actually get your Moon Pearl, unfortunately. That's how the game works. When you have the item that unlocks something, you still have to go run and get it.
Yeah, a mistake that we've probably all made. I've definitely done it.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of times. It's especially hard in co-op because you're trying to keep track of not only what you have, but what you've seen and what your partner has and has seen. So there's a lot more going on. Makes it even easier to make these kinds of mistakes. But luckily this is a minor one.
Yep. He's in the area anyway. It's a lot better than like going all the way to Turtle Rock without the medallion that you meant to pick up or something like that.
Or all the way back to the back of Meyer without your Cane of Samaria because you saw it, so that means you have it. And you can't place anything on the Switch, and you have to mirror out. I've definitely never done that in a race before.
Nope. Never happened. VOD deleted. Mate. Cutie, first into the village. Not checking the front of Skullwoods. I know Duck in particular is very against front of Skullwoods checking. It's a tempered sword out of a chess game. That's really nice.
Very nice. Doesn't really do much here in Thieves Town, but it's nice for basically all the other dungeons.
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to see the full Thieves Town clear. This is a red crystal.
Yeah, they've got the red crystals clearable here. Pod only technically clearable without the lamp. But certainly possible for our runners to do that. Other than that, Skullwood's not open. Torrock, not really open, but sort of, probably. No fire rod, no ice rod. Probably don't want to go in there really soon. Other than that, we've just got our lovely pendants. Ice Palace and Swamp.
Sure, we'll see something in either here in Thieves, Village of Outcasts, or Hype Cave. Or, maybe we'll see High Jumpless Meridia.
Ooh.
Or, we don't even need to do that. We can get Gravity Suit.
But that's so fun.
So Meridia is actually all in logic. With the exception of Shack Tool, since we have not seen Grapple.
You're right. We're back to having a lot of things to do.
Yes.
Oh, MST's falling for it too. Just kidding. Yeah. Cutie. Does he have the small key already?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Luckily, no risk of orphaning an item here with that hammer.
There's still, I believe, 2 items left. We'll see PhailGuys getting to Dark World shortly. MST following pretty much the same suit what Cutie did, checking these bonk locations on his way into Kakariko. Hopefully he remembers to get his pearl first before entering Dark World. It'd be interesting to see, since they're so close together, how Leno and MST decide to split up these Dark World checks. I would imagine Leno will go to Hype Cave first, and then maybe over towards Pod area.
Yeah. I would like someone to go straight for that gravity, because we still have Hookshot Cave out there that needs to be checked. So it's 4 more items.
Yeah. And
could also do Spike Cave.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Thank you, Bunny. Beat me to it.
Yeah.
So we have the blue cane and bottles, so Spike Cave is totally in logic. Bottle's not really necessary for it, but it makes it easier, because if you use a potion, you don't have to worry about running out of magic.
I think there's one more item here in Thieves Town, either here or on the boss. Leno getting that X-ray scope off the Desert Lich. I forgot that was there.
There's times when it's helpful. I don't know that I would have went on my way for it here. Without Plasma, with knowledge of being able to get Gravity Suit whenever you want. It's not going to help you X-ray climb to get out of Dragon or anything like that, any of those shenanigans. And Shovel turns out to be nothing, so... Eastern's a complete bust, except for the crystal. Duck's probably going to confirm that himself after finishing here in Wreck Ship and getting his Moon Pearl. I can't imagine he'd put that off for much longer.
Cutie having a good blind fight so far. Mostly on script, as far as I know. Good enough for me.
It was pretty much exactly on script. He just took a couple extra hits in like the downtimes between when he was supposed to damage the boss, so didn't really lose any time except for the heart refills at the end. just a few frames. Nice fight. Leno is going. Where is he?
He still needs his hook shot.
Oh, he didn't get the hook shot. That's right.
Probably will get bombos too.
I imagine you'd have to at this point. Since you don't know. Well, it's required.
Turtle
You
Rock
definitely
is
have to.
bombos.
Yes.
I missed that. Okay, so yes, it is required. There's the cape in the brewery. Haven't seen Bumper Ledge yet.
And, I'm not sure I like this dip into Skull Woods from PhailGuys.
Skull Woods hater.
Depending on what you have available, I think there's just so much left. Like, Hype Cave is so dense. Pod is a crystal. It's the other red crystal, too. Wait, did Leno... Or... Did PhailGuys not do... They haven't... Yeah, they haven't gone to Thieves yet. But I would like to see maybe MST do Thieves Town into Pod, but to get that Pyramid Fairy check out of the way, instead of doing Skull Woods. Because you can come back to do Skull Woods with North Dark World later. Kind of make a division on the map, you know, split the world in half. North side and the south side. And this definitely counts as the north.
I don't think there's been any items here. No. The bad Skull Woods.
Or Great Skull Woods, depending on how you route it. Could be great for Team Corndog if they do the boss first and get both items and don't have to check anything else.
Oh, there was a heart. Okay.
Oh, there was.
They'll probably peek Bumper Ledge now, though. Maybe even do Graveyard. Something's on Bumper. MST won't be able to get it now, but soon. And I like this. Leno's up on Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, I like this too. Works out. He gets a half magic too, in addition to the gravity suit he's about to pick up, and whatever is going to be in Hookshot Cave.
Kinda hope Duck will go right into Hype Cave. Cutie could be there soon, but it'd be nicer to see what that is right away, and then maybe you can kind of make the decision if you want to go in a swamp or not.
Duck just riding off that shovel first, and now I'm not sure where he's going. Having already checked the shovel. Oh, he didn't get his Moon Pearl yet. That might just be forgetting, trying to route things out with your teammate, and you forget what you're doing, what you're working on. Also forgetting that there's a route you use in NMG here, and it's not that. Yeah, you know what, MST showing that he at least somewhat agrees with what I was saying and does do the whole North Dark World checks with the Bumper Ledge and Graveyard Ledge with Skull Woods. If he's going to dip Skull Woods, I kind of like that. Be thorough up here on this half of the world.
Yeah, I like it too.
You think we're going to see Leno go into Turtle Rock?
Yeah, he's going. He's a-going.
Yeah, there's some merit in this, especially if you just do one chest and leave. The first chest doesn't really get very much faster. I mean, you have to backtrack from it or mirror out of it anyway. So you can kind of just say, I'm going to do this first check, and if it's something I want, and that's great. If it's a key, maybe I leave, or maybe I go to Chain Chomps and leave. so I don't get baited all the way through the dungeon. Or maybe he's going to get baited all the way through the dungeon and find either something great or nothing.
Yeah, he's going. He's got that first small key. Chomps will have to be a small key for him to go any further, and then he can go further, but to get all the way to Laser Bridge, he would need the big key to be vanilla.
Yeah, I can't say I would advise or like the idea of going further. Gets just the grapple beam and gets kicked out anyway, so...
Yep, your reward is getting to full clear of Meridia now, including Shack Tool. Congratulations, Leno.
Better than skipping Shack Tool and doing the rest of Meridia and then getting grapple and realizing, oh, I should have done it because it's now in logic. Should have done it while I was there with my ice beam.
That's true. Cutie is gonna take on Dark Death Mountain, so that's good. So even if we weren't sure he saw gravity up there, he sees it now. He'll be able to go ahead and grab it. That's in pod. Interesting. Pod, of course, the back parts. On logic without the lamp, but definitely doable.
Cutie forgetting that there's a required order for these pegs at the top of Turtle Rock. I've done it myself. Sometimes you, especially if you're talking and not paying attention, you just hit the one that's closest to you. It does have to be the proper order, though, to be able to open it.
Yeah, you have to leave the screen and come back. I actually didn't know that when I first started playing. And yep, one day I did it wrong and the game said no.
Yeah, same actually. I thought everybody just did it the same way because it was faster, not because it was the only way to do it.
Right.
So one time I just did it a different way because I'd messed up my movement and I thought it was going to be faster to do it some other way, and it did not go well. Yeah, we see, like you mentioned, Leno taking that gravity suit into Meridia. That we'll see Cutie do the same shortly, since the biggest, most obvious parts of Dark World have all been cleared already. I imagine both teams are going to want to wait for Pyramid Ledge and Pyramid Ferry together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do Catfish with that as well.
Got 2 items out of plot already. So the rest of these are just going to be keys that Duck needs. Luckily pod routing is pretty nice. Having the hammer and the boots, also using the mirror is pretty nice. He's gonna do this trick that I don't know.
I didn't know you could do it from that side. I thought the block had to be on the left. That's probably a little faster. I like that. Yeah. It's a really easy trick, actually. You just lay the block off to the side. As long as you're touching like the bottom ledge of that platform where like it looks like you're maybe going to start sliding off. It doesn't have to be that close even. You just do a dash turn up through the stairs and then you go through the pegs because magic.
Have to give that a shot someday. Oh, I like this from Cutie, Spike Cave.
Most people lay the block on the left because it blocks the bumper beetles to get to you. Like, so if you take a second to do it protected, you don't have to do it in a hurry. Obviously, you want to do it in a hurry because it's a race.
That red beetle is coming for you. He does not like you. Ooh. Is that Fire Rod in Spike
Sure
Cave?
is.
Spicy.
That's a man, it's a shame that Leno didn't do that after leaving Turtle Rock before bailing on Death Mountain.
Yeah, it's pretty well orphaned for PhailGuys.
Yeah, they've already checked the tablet, they've already done Tower Para, everything else over there. Looks like Real Cutie going to Lower Norfair instead of Meridia, which actually I really like this. You want to flute to Lower Norfair, ideally, but it's really not that much longer, this vanilla path, especially if you're as good at Super Metroid as Cutie is. It's only like maybe a minute and a half to go through from, basically from the Link to the Past portal all the way to exiting the Mire area. That'll be a couple real easy checks. He can finish off Desert, since he has that Fire Rod. He's the one that got the Fire Rod, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Finish off Desert and finish off all of Mire as well, if he chooses to and has the right medallion. Not sure that's the best choice. It's dependent, but we'll see what he chooses to do.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, I like this too. Lower North Fair is pretty much the most linear part of Super Metroid as far as checks and them being out of the way. The only real out of the way one is like Mickey Mouse missiles, and then this Golden Chorizo area, which Key's gonna take on the vanilla way with that space jump. His first item, perfectly accessible.
Can't tell if that's 20. Looks like 25 supers he's got. So that's pretty much the whole fight, and he's got Charge Ice, Phaser. Yeah, it shouldn't be too slow of a GT fight. We'll see what he opts to do as far as how many supers he wants to use, and how much time he wants to spend on charge shots versus farming up after the fight for Ridley. Doug cutting it real close on that statue. Kind of hits him right in the armpit. I thought he was going to miss.
I have hit that statue in really wacky ways, and it's always gone for me, so I don't know. Have you had it miss? High jump boots.
Well, I've definitely missed that statue, yes. Yeah, high jump boots is nice. Dude, is this the first or second sand pit we've seen?
I think the first.
And he is going all the way to Shack. We'll see if he resets this or comes back with those high jump boots. It wouldn't be... Honestly, the way that Leno's routed this, he's got a unique option here. He can keep these high jump boots and loop back around and just grab the other sand pit on his way out of Meridia.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. It doesn't come up that often that you can do that.
Yeah,
you can do Mama Turtle Main Street, like the beach watering hole, and then back to the left sand pit on his way out.
That was the ice rod at Screw Attack. Is that go mode? Are we in go mode?
Are we? I think we might be.
Just snuck up on us. Well, that's go mode for Team Corndog.
Yeah, that's a nice find. And that's really bad for PhailGuys being in Meridia where we know there's going to be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there could still be some useful items. Obviously, the high jump boots are really valuable. High jump boots, I see no reason not to go to Lower North Fair immediately after this. It's going to be as comfy as it's ever going to get.
Real Cutie has Fire Rod and Ice Rod. That getting through those dark rooms really nicely in Pod.
Cutie did not do Desert. I kind of expected him to pop out and finish Desert while he was here. That might be a mistake, or maybe...
Well, yeah, you're right.
It certainly would have been faster, especially since he was in the Screw Attack room. He wouldn't even have to gate glitch and backtrack for it. Although, you know what? He might be thinking even smarter than that. He might be planning to do a reverse acid dive and do Desert after. Because he knows he's not going to have to check anything in the Lower North Fair area. With that go mode.
And that would be a little faster. Yeah, doesn't have to check anything in the Lower North Fair escape, so no point in going that way.
It's a really heads-up play. Unless it was just a mistake, and then it's a very fortunate mistake.
Still wonder where the lamp is.
Yeah, that's probably the most useful item we've got left. I mean, Plasma's really great, but with the rest of the beams, it's not that much of a difference. A little bit of a time save. Another sword doesn't hurt, especially on like Trinecks. But it's not really needed.
Misty gonna take on Dark Pod as well.
Doug doing a rare hover attempt from left to right across this gap. You don't usually see that, because normally you want to drop down and check the chest, but he knows the only thing he wants is the spacer. And I guess $20.
You know? Yeah. Actually coming to get the spacer. You don't see that every day.
Well, I don't know what Duck's super count is at, but I maybe would have tried to route that in on the way to Turtle Rock later to help out on Mother Brain, because he's probably got enough ammo to handle Ridley pretty easily without charge shots, and he can do Dragon just fine with Speed Booster.
Yeah, that's true, because he won't actually need to fight Golden Terizo.
I keep forgetting about this gravity suit up here. He's getting on the way to gravity suit, because he's got to go up here for gravity anyway, so never mind what I said. Every time I try to say one of these runners is doing something maybe suboptimal, it ends up that they're just smarter than me.
What do we know? Just commentators. Gonna get his half magic too. That's what I like to see. See, I found what really benefits you when you lay the power bomb at the top when you enter the sand pit is it, first of all, it opens up that item on the right so you can actually see what it is. Second of all, it clears the block out of the way for you on the left side. Soleno kind of got himself into a little bit of trouble by not laying that power bomb early.
Duck, a avid proponent of the bug net, goes out of his way to pick it up. That was definitely intentional. If you thought that it wasn't, I guarantee you that was intentional. I in some situations I see it. Here I'm not really sure I understand why.
Lamp!
But more importantly, yes. There's the lamp.
There it is. Yeah. Cute lamp.
Underwater, where it seems to be often these days.
Yeah. That's one trend I'm noticing in these hard mode, because the hard mode only affects Super Metroid logic. It doesn't change anything in A Link to the Past. So a lot of times you'll have to do a lot of wild Super Metroid things just to get your lamp for A Link to the Past.
Yeah, in this case, the wild Super Metroid things is just get there with gravity and speed, which isn't that wild, but it's something.
Also, nothing in our pendant dungeons. How could this be?
Yeah, that's a really generous seed here. With the exception of like we talked about the fourth sword and the plasma beam, we've seen everything useful up to this point. Even the I believe the morph ball bombs were somewhere. I think the cutie has those, but not doing that reverse acid dive as we talked about. So
what?
Not outsmarting us. I think just making the mistake of forgetting to do desert when he's there.
Yeah, that could be. Could think he's done desert.
Yeah, I mean with Fire Rod and Silver Arrows, there's not a way to do Landmo any faster than what he's gonna get to do later, or what he could have done this time.
Yeah, that's also a concern if you. So when you do reverse acid dive, you want to gate glitch. So if you have bad super count, it's also something to think about.
We see a plasma beam from Leno over at the beach. At least there's something to make this unnecessary Meridia trip at least kind of, have a some sort of payout.
Poor Duck,
what
only on
MST's
7 hearts. Yeah, MST doesn't get to have plasma today.
Does he get lamp?
No, he doesn't.
Or high jump boots?
Nope. MST is getting the bad end of the deal here.
He kind of is the whole seed. He's the one that did the wreck ship with, like, out all the movement, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And Leno had all the movement.
Poor MST. Yeah, with MST already doing pod, he's probably gonna do Eastern too. Meyer is not a crystal, so yeah, probably not gonna go out of your way for the lamp. However, they don't know where the fire rod is, so if they think it's possibly lamp locked, they might end up getting it.
Yeah, I think in that case too, if you're going from the back of Meridia to get your lamp, you just go down the right sand pit and make your way there. Gate glitch to Main Street, so you can get your high jump boots on the way. For sure, even if they're not needed otherwise.
You can see some really nice fast dungeon clears on the right side here. Leno on the right track for the ice rod. Already knowing that fire rod is not Intro Rock, but it's so close to it.
Nice. Quick hop off that ledge and pod. Yeah, Real Cutie's shown a lot of really good skills today. I'm really impressed with his Link to the Past. I mentioned earlier, it's improved quite a bit. There's of course going to be some pathing here and there from all these runners that's different, but he's shown a lot of really good skills. It's like this dark room that we're seeing from Metroid MSD. Kitty's got Fire Rod. He doesn't really have to deal with the dark rooms quite as bad. Hopefully MST can get through this. It's a really tough one with no fire sources.
Yeah, I definitely like to have Ether here. Once you plop the turtles over, Ether kills them pretty quickly. Bombos would do the job too, it's just a lot slower, but...
And he's killed several of the turtles. I don't know how many.
Misty.
Another one.
Is that the last one, I think?
It's really hard to tell without audio.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Okay, he's good. Well, he needs to get through these turtles, and also Helma. Use your blue cane or something.
Blue cane or cape. I don't know if he has cape as well.
He's in bad. Yeah, he's dead. Oh no. MST.
Bad.
Okay, you better go get your lamp, MST. He's gonna try again. Crazy man.
I mean, this is such a tough one because not only is it difficult in general to know exactly where you are in the dark and where the enemies are in the dark, but these enemies have RNG, so they might just not move the way you're expecting them to. And that means you don't know where they're going to be, so you can't even just do the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you react to something moving randomly in a dark room? Just have to use their sound cues and hit your hammer a bunch and figure it out.
I like Duck really committing to the spin speed out of Thieves Town. I'm sure that was definitely worth the 5 tries it took. Good job, Duck.
That's really funny. I know some other Link to the Past speedrunners that main the vanilla game that like to do that spin speed because it's definitely faster, even though it's impossible to do. What's our first Mire Shed check from Leno here? Just a shield. And he is going to finish Desert, which is nice. We know there's one item on the boss. It'll be nice and quick, so Lena won't have to come back to this area ever again. And luckily, he does have that lamp, so we'll need fire source here. He doesn't have the fire rod yet. We'll put it to good use.
First look at Mothula today. A really quick fight with a tempered sword. Usually. Nicely done.
Fine. I know lighting the torches in the wrong order, but it works the same. There's not actually a correct order, there's just ways that are faster than others.
It's not like Turtle Rock pegs.
I wish there was a puzzle like that in this game. It seems like there should be, you know? Multiple torch rooms, but you can just do them in any order you want. Maybe the technology wasn't there yet. Back in 1991 or whatever year this came out.
Oh, yeah, MST. He got to Helma this time. Only had one heart. This is... Yeah, to me this is really not worth going back for, you know. A lamp is available. So where is he going to go? Maybe Pyramid Catfish? I think he did really want to be able to get the red crystals though, and do Pyramid Fairy.
I mean, this is a good play. It makes sense from what we know, or what they know, and what we know they know.
Yeah, MST is just quite a bit behind Leno, I think. Like, on boss kills, and then just like getting like his gravity suit. He has to go up and get that. Then now he has to go get his ice rod. Hopefully when he gets his gravity, he goes to Spike Cave.
That's a really good point. And he's still doing these like slower one-off checks. Like I imagine he's gonna follow this to Catfish.
Yeah, green potion. Ian uses Bouquet. MST. I think when the any percent runners or NMG runners play randomizer, they like to sneak in their any percent practice where they can. Like Duck doing Lava Spark. First try gate glitch, very nicely done.
Yeah, Cutie like went to set up for it and then either made a mistake or just decided not to commit on the trick since base jump's just a little faster.
Well, yeah, see, you were criticizing Leno for getting the X-ray, but look at this. Joke's on you, AIDS.
Wait, what did I miss?
He is the one who found plasma. He's microwaving the metal pirates.
Oh. Is that even faster? Microwave the metal pirates? I thought it was slower.
It might be without wave beam. Leto still doesn't have wave beam because it's all Wayne's Leto cell.
He's got 50 supers though.
I don't know, man. That's true.
And speed booster. Also pretty fast. I don't know the timing, but you know, at least he's putting it to use, so that's fair.
It's more fun this way. It's also fun because you can microwave the metal pirates without actually having charge.
Really fast Ridley fight. Really good grab at the end too, to use that spring ball to bounce all the way up into Ridley's claws. Kind of right near the center of the screen.
Duck guessing the correct pot that the key is under this time. Good job, Duck. Hate when they move that key, you know?
Hey, in some of these randomizers, there's a setting for that. Not in SMZ3, unfortunately. Hot Shuffle's a thing. It exists.
No, thank you. I think PhailGuys can at least take solace in knowing that, like, MST getting behind here on pod isn't really what is causing the loss. Just Duck and Kitty were in go mode at like 1:12, I think.
Yeah, it was
It's been
very
quite
fast.
a while. Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent, we've definitely got a race going on between Duck and Cutie. At this point, other than Turtle Rock, there's no information. Turtle Rock and GT item layouts, there's not really any information they need to share. Looks like Cutie's still pretty far behind Duck, so Duck's gonna, I would imagine, try to get Turtle Rock right after this, scout it out. Maybe do the same for GT, give Cutie a chance to catch back up. Well, Duck does still have to do Meridia as well, at least Dragon.
You know, funny enough, the cane. Never mind. Oh, there's a flute! Thanks, Leno. You stopped me from having to say something not smart. Flute in Lower North Fair, of course.
I think it's beyond its usefulness.
It is.
But that doesn't mean it won't get used, activated and used by PhailGuys while they're still looking for that fire rod.
Alright, this time MST is ready for Helma. Helma's got nothing now.
Plenty of health, and through all the dark rooms very nicely this time.
Bosses down all over the place. It's all 4 Super Metroid bosses for Real Cutie.
Duck taking a long look at his menu, probably trying to decide whether he wants to use Phaser for like charge shots or do X Factors. Like, is it worth it to do the extra menu just for these X Factors on Ridley? Especially if you're not in practice of doing it recently. This is just one of the particles. Still gets a little bit extra damage output at the expense of having to wait to use these supers. Oh, he's only got 25 supers, actually. That's a really good heads-up play. Or from all the risk of dying, this is kind of similar to an RBO fight, could be. So, not at all similar.
Not quite dead yet. There he is. Cutie, on his way to desert. That fancy book.
Yeah, fortunately, what was likely just forgetting that he could do this from the mire area. This is only a little bit slower. Probably, I don't know, 30 seconds difference, if that.
Yeah. Bad thing is he has to go back through the front.
Yeah.
Whereas with the mire area, you have access straight to the back. Tuck is being really funny. He is adamant about getting all these strats.
He's just trying to put this room's name to good use and waste his time here. But he does get the mock ball out, or speed ball rather. PhailGuys, of course, still needing to find that fire rod. Making good decisions here just to clear these crystal dungeons. Obviously, MST just finishing up Pod to mirror and do Eastern while he's right here. Leno pushing off Thieves Town. And I think he's still yet to grab his third sword. Yeah, out of chess games. So he'll be doing that on his way out as well.
I think that like it's gotta be either because they've completely forgotten about Spike Cave, then they think it's Pyramid Fairy or one of the pendants. That's sad.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy like makes a lot of sense. At this point, maybe they didn't forget about it. Sometimes it can be one of those situations where you know it's been available and you know you didn't do it early when you could have. So it's like, well, if we did it earlier when we were, quote unquote, supposed to, when it seemed like a good idea, we should have done it. We didn't do it then, so we're in trouble now.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the mentality. And it is just one check. It is a fairly slow check, too. So it could also be that they think, hey, we need something. We need to be able to skip something. We'll try to skip this slow check and do other stuff first. I don't like this refill by Duck. If he gets an E-Tank, it'll be unnecessary, but refilling his health here so that when he does go back to the ship at the end of, after beating Ganon, he won't have to refill his health at the ship, and it'll save some time. It's way faster to refill there. Ship is slow.
It's true. Ship is slow.
And he's almost definitely going to have to refill his ammo unless he wants to do very low ammo charge Ice Wave Spazer, when you could just do it with supers instead.
Right, let's see this Pyramid Fairy. Anything nice for MST? No. And no. Thank you, game.
So Leno is going to Skull Woods. Did we not see all these checks already by PhailGuys? I thought we had, and we saw an item, I believe it was like a heart piece. Because they obviously can't get to the back. Oh, he's
checking pedestal.
Checking pedestal.
Oh no, please.
I mean, it's a valid check here for what they have. I mean, they have everything available to do Mire, since it's Quake locked and they have the Quake medallion. Maybe thinking the game gave us this for a reason. They can do Swamp. They have that available.
They're doing Swamp.
Yeah. They're not going to do the pedestal pull, though. Not for a missile pack, which is what that is.
Yeah, I really wonder if Spike Cave is on their mind at all. Or if it's just gone. One's gonna tackle ice and one's gonna tackle swamp. Meyer getting no love. Honestly though, I think Lido should have gone to Meyer, since he's the only one with the flute. But MST does have to go do Ridley at some point. But with MST being so behind, I don't think they want to send him to Meyer.
Except he still needs to do desert, so I don't know. I would think that I would have liked to see MST go through Lower Norfair and get his flute, get his ice rod, make that like marked progress, and then maybe do desert Meyer while he's in the area, while Leno does these other checks. Although Leno still needs to do pod, not having to find that key. I don't think the keys were in particularly bad spots, if I remember right, so he shouldn't have too much trouble there, but still, he still got that and Hera.
Yeah. There's 2 keys on the right side, and then the big key is in the rupee basement. And he's got the lamp, so he'll have a fast pod. Yeah, I kind of think Leno should be the only one doing pendants right now.
I agree. Well, and the reason I'd like to see PhailGuys do Meyer too is just by having that Quake medallion. They haven't seen Ether, but they have seen Quake, which kind of, like I said, suggests the game gives it to them so they can do that dungeon. That's not a great indicator of things, but you can get a little bit of a read on the logic sometimes using that mindset. Because obviously, if you don't need Quake, you can find it in GT. If you need it, you know it's not going to be in those junk fill locations. Leno having a lot of trouble. This statue must be slippery. Can't get a grip on that tongue. I think he was trying to do a dash, like grab it and immediately dash down, because you can do a very, very, very tiny dash to save like 4 frames or something silly like that.
All that bacon grease on his paws.
He does have the bacon sword, so it checks out. Meanwhile, we do have a vanilla big key in Turtle Rock, so Duck ahead of Cutie as expected here, based on the dungeons he had cleared 5 or 10 minutes ago. Doesn't really get to save Cutie much time, though, with the scout. At least not at this part of the dungeon.
You could tell him if there is a small key or not in the big chest. So potentially Cutie can make that skip. That's about it.
I think at this point he's ahead enough that it's better for Duck just to go straight to like the laser bridge area. And by the time he gets there, I think Cutie will still be early enough in the dungeon he could pivot to the big chest if needed, but Duck is going to this big chest. Playing it safe, not taking the low % chance of getting burned for a potential big time save.
Does Duck not have Dragon left?
I believe he still does have to play Dragon, yeah. But he can do that after Ganon, that's not so bad. Oh wait, then that health refill was not beneficial. Because he had plenty of health for Dragon, and he'll need to refill ammo after Dragon probably anyway.
It's true. Big shout out to Epi, our tracker tonight. Doing it all.
Yeah, that's incredibly hard. Epi's doing a fantastic job for racers. The fact they're on teams doesn't really help much for tracking.
Yep.
You'll have to look at all 4 screens at all times.
Stuck in the worst dark room of the game. Don't try to argue with me. I know.
I'm not arguing. It kind of is.
It's awful. I hate it.
That first turn, it's so easy to go the wrong way. Like, because you don't know when you're going to step on the platform and when you're going to have to be prepared to make the turn. I agree. I have a lot of trouble with that one, comparatively.
I hate that room.
They're showing off the NMG chest first, even though it's slower for rando.
Very nice
Yeah.
laser skips.
Here's the Meyer play. Leno gonna get wrecked by this bird. Could have finished him off. Well, he had the chance. The bird does hurt you during this cutscene.
Yep.
You obviously you want the health in general in this game, but sword beams are really nice in Meyer 2. They're very helpful, especially without Fire Rod. You can't even do like strat generally referred to as the duck up. It's a nice like backup strat that Duck created for vanilla speedruns of the game, where you can use Fire Rod to supplement your shots and maybe get a health drop on the way. It's a really nice strat, but he doesn't have Fire Rod. Really good job with the game though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
Who needs sword beams, I guess? Not Leno.
Yeah, Leno knows what he's doing, I guess. Very convenient gold sword there in Turtle Rock for this Trinex fight. Really quick. I didn't see if he got 0 cycle or not, but I can imagine he did.
Honestly, I didn't see either. But the fight was fast, and that's the most important thing. Just like MST's Argus fight, which was also very fast. And I didn't see what he grabbed except for the pendant. He did already do the left side of Swamp, though, for no gain, but at least it's fully cleared. He won't be going back in for left side. And it looks like he is instead going to go to Desert Palace.
Bombo's tablet?
Oh yeah, Bombo's tablet. I thought we saw that. I think maybe Cutie checked that. Somebody checked this. This was the Morph Ball box, right?
I think so. I don't
It was
know.
something not that exciting, but kind of neat. Yeah, there it is.
SMZ3 did do the Smith chain, but I guess he didn't take it this far for whatever
I don't think
reason.
he had the book at the time when he did Smith Chain. He did Smith Chain early, and they hadn't done Norfair yet, if I recall.
That could be.
When I was showing the one place where Lamp is vastly inferior to Torch, or to Fire Rod. It's these torches.
I don't know about that. Look at this speed and precision of the lamp.
This chest is slow enough already. No need to make it slower.
Right through the Stealthos room is Duck. It's 2 small keys. I'm gonna go over, do the right side. I think this is the way Duck usually routes it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's a standard route, the Dwayne route. I guess skipping that chest is enough.
We don't need that chest.
Doesn't want that one.
Chest is stupid. Okay.
That's definitely not the optimal way of doing that, but it works. I'm so excited to go to the right side, almost forgot there's another chest in that room.
Oh. I gotta make it in time. Go, go, go. Okay.
Right.
Did.
And good news for PhailGuys, MST is going to grab his Fire Rod. The one that PhailGuys does not have yet. And
Yep.
I'm sure we'll see Leno immediately mirror out with Meyer. And
Mirror of
start
Sadness.
grabbing dungeons. He's got the flute too, so he can flute up there. He might do Pod first. Or Skullwoods. He does have to make an extra Death Mountain trip either way, because he's got to grab the Fire Rod, then go back for Turtle Rock.
Mhm.
So, you can't really, like, route it in with your Death Mountain climb at the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's kind of the same as, like, Spiral Cave. So since you need a lot fewer items for Spiral Cave, it doesn't come into play much. But sometimes when you climb Death Mountain, you kind of have to decide between the two of which you want to check, that or Spike Cave. It's really just annoying to route in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I like to do, as much as possible, Spiral Cave down, and then up Paradox even though you're doing Spiral Cave like immediately, just to get it out of the way so you don't have to make that decision at the end of your Death Mountain clear, if that's a possibility. We're still looking for that big key, the Bwayne route, whatever you want to call it. Bwayne Magician, Dark Magician, Pink Magician, I don't know. There's no magicians in this dungeon except for, I guess, sort of Aga. Whatever the route's called didn't work out. Well, they're wizards, not magicians.
No, you're right.
I think. I think there's a difference. In Dragon Warrior, there's a difference, so I'm going to say there probably is here, too. Yeah, the disadvantage of this route is it's one of the slowest for a full clear of GT because you go left, then right, then left. But it gives you the most chests early on in the dungeon. So there's a risk reward to all these GT routes. This is just unfortunate, but I think they're far enough ahead it won't be a big difference. Their go mode was about half hour earlier than PhailGuys, so Corndog is in really good shape here. In fact, with all this, well, if the big key's in Tile Room, Judy might actually be ahead. If he's got to go all the way to Isarmos too, I think he's still behind Duck. But Duck still has to do Dragon, so...
Misty is in Turtle Rock, and I don't think he has the Ice Rod.
I don't either.
I don't see a reason why he would have the Ice Rod. He hasn't been to LN.
Yeah, hopefully he notices sooner rather than later. This wouldn't be the first time this has happened in this tournament, even. He's leaving right now. Okay.
Well, I'd say you might as well get your gold sword. He doesn't know it's there, though.
Yeah, I would have finished off that room first. I think he came up here to get his gravity and thought, oh, I'll just do Turtle Rock while I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
An afterthought, and then the afterthought of the afterthought was, I can't do Turtle Rock while I'm here.
Yeah.
The Duck does get that big key behind Isarmos, so does, I think, remain ahead of a real cutie.
Sad thing is with that high jump boots location, you couldn't really choose to route in gravity and Turtle Rock at the same time. The high jump location and the flute location, unless you know the high jumpless lava dive, which is Fairy Suit.
Yeah, both know it and can pull it off really reliably.
That's the important part. Yeah, you're right. I could say I know it. I know what you're supposed to do. Have I ever done it? No.
I mean, I've done it in a race, but I can't say it took me less than 15 minutes. Which is, it's a lot of time in one of these when you know what locations you need to go to.
MST. Going Meridian now.
And I think Duck caught a fairy with his bug net. I'm pretty sure. Yep, there's a fairy in there. You know, I'll give him credit. As much as he, I think, overvalues the bug net, at least he does put it to good use. He doesn't just pick it up every time and have it sit in his inventory.
It's true.
MST gonna take that gravity suit, finish off Dragon.
MST does like his lag. Everyone really healthy on E-tanks. Not fantastic on Hearts and Link to the Past, but not bad either. Duck's probably got the worst of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough safeties that you don't really lose a lot of time, even with low hearts and this seed with bottles and mail upgrades and magic powder. Yeah, that is pretty low hearts. Is that 8?
I think so.
Looking for last-ditch effort for Plasma, or maybe some more supers. Speed up Ridley or not Ridley. Speed up Mother Brain just a tiny bit. Duck knows he's ahead of QD by basically whole GT climb, minus the Dragon kill. I don't know how that math checks out, but there's math to be done there.
Yeah, they'll probably end up about even. Unless QD just puts on his blasters and Turian, which I'm sure he'll do. But
yeah,
Duck's got a pretty fast Turian too.
Exactly. I mean, Turian and GT are the places where you notice the biggest difference, these randomizer seeds for like a speedrunner versus a randomizer player. So Duck also being accomplished speedrunner, done plenty of any percent, 100%, RBO, probably other categories. He knows how to do Turian really fast. So the difference between his and QD's is going to be smaller. QD's definitely going to save time there, for sure. Not for sure. He might make a mistake, but 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I know when I play with Usher, he always just smokes me in Ganon's tower, and I'm just like, how? I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Like, it's just one of those equalizers. I'll be ahead, and I'll be at like land mode 2, and he's like, hey, done with Ganon. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I guess that's not always true depending on weird layouts, but if you have more than what you're expected to have, it kind of just makes it even easier.
Alright, Duck. Gonna fight your piggy.
And MST is, where is he going?
Getting lamp? Oh, is he getting plasma and not lamp?
Plasma. I don't know why he's getting plasma.
Boo.
I'm gonna really criticize this, especially because MST criticized me for spending about a minute to go get silver arrows, which saved me about a minute in the long run. He's going just as far out of his way for plasma, and I think this is going to be even less of a time save. He's got 55 supers, and I think that says 35 supers. Oh, I misread that.
Is it 35? It looks like 55 to me, but...
He's got enough for Ridley, and he's got all the other beams, I believe, so... Not really sure I see the worth here.
I guess one thing is now he doesn't have to farm before Ridley.
Sure.
But I wouldn't have gotten it. I would have gotten lamp. No, I wouldn't have actually, but...
At this point, you're in the room with the lamp. Just do the shine spark up and get it. Or
Exactly. If I went to get plasma and was coming out this way, I would have gotten the lamp. But yeah, I think I agree with you. I wouldn't have gotten plasma either. And I also don't find like new route beam Ridley very comfy, but I kind of would have just dealt with it.
Yeah, I mean, with 35 supers and 65 missiles, even if you don't have full supers, you can supplement quite a few of those missiles pretty fast. You don't have to worry about charging shots. But anyways, all that aside, nice Ganon fight from Duck. Gold Sword, Silver Arrows makes it pretty easy. First one to beat the first of the 2 games. I still have to do Dragon before tackling Mother Brain. Duck, just menu to your hookshot.
Little G for Duck.
No, maybe Cutie is ahead. This is going to be an interesting head-to-head comparison. I think Cutie might be ahead. I miscalculated how his GT climb was going to go.
Yeah.
Or the difference in time.
It'll still be pretty close. I think Cutie might end up ahead in the end. This Ganon probably be like less than 2 minutes. And Dragon, who knows about Dragon anymore? It can be really fast, it can be really slow and go really badly. We'll just have to see how Duck handles it. But I think Cutie has a good shot at being done with Ganon before Duck's done with Dragon.
It's a really nice super pack, actually. That means Duck can just do... Oh, he can do X Factors on Dragon, too. This is really nice for Duck being like an any % runner. You know, high jump is a little different, but he can actually use X Factors and find sparks. He just got extra supers to finish off the fight. Or he can make a liar out of me and turn on his other beams and not do the X Factors. I'm so confused. Just turn on your beams in the elevator now.
This is Duck being Duck. Yeah, Duck, once he finishes off Dragon, he's gonna go back through the portal he came in and then just do a reset, and that'll take him back to the ship. Cutie. Almost done here. Duck got Dragon down with a nice right side quick kill with the grapple beam. And just like that, Cutie's ahead. Just the travel time. Bit longer here for Duck.
Oh, Duck doesn't have Spring Ball either, so he's got to do the slightly harder way. He could... There you go.
I hate that. You have to be sure you're like just pushing down when you jump and not trying to do like a diagonal input, which is what I always end up doing. It doesn't work.
Yeah, or if your down input's just too late in your jump, it also doesn't work, I think.
He's going to the ship anyway, after the refill.
Well, the refill was just for health. This was for his supers.
Yeah, but...
That's the reason you take the health refill, is so that you don't have to wait for all the health to tick up at the ship, because it takes so long. Because he was super
really
low
that
on it.
low?
He was down to like 3 or 4 E-tanks or something. It was pretty low. Low enough that I think it was a time save, or at least would have been if he didn't have...
He probably got one in GT though.
Probably. Or Turtle Rock. But potential time save was there. It was good thinking. It just maybe didn't work out.
Oh yeah, that's a little G for Cutie. Little G.
Like of high jump boots maybe throwing off his Metroid room strats. Never mind.
That room was nice.
Not that one.
I mean, no stinking high jump boots. Apparently.
You got base jump and spring ball.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Yeah, it's kind of funny, like, you see, like, runners who don't normally do rando, and they're really good at any %. You don't really notice until how good they are, until they have, like, all of their items that they're used to having, and then they just zoom past you.
Yeah, absolutely. No reason to attempt baby skip. No high jump boots, as mentioned. Is that not a viable strat? I'm just gonna maybe try it anyway.
Cutie doesn't have wave either. Wave also helps with the baby skip.
Oh, he didn't pick up wave, did he?
I don't think so. It didn't look like he had wave when he was shooting the vines. Yeah, that's no wave. Wave beam was all the way down in Zelda's cell, so it makes sense that one person on your team is probably not going to get that. He's gonna go for speed skip. Well, he was able to do his crouch like really early, like right after the door closed, instead of right on the end of the platform.
Duck also going for it?
Nicely done.
Really nice. I didn't see what Cutie's ammo count was going in, if he refilled the ship or not, but he does have more ammo than Duck, or at least more supers, more total damage worth of ammo. Being that he should have a faster Mother Brain too as well, even if both are executed perfectly. Gonna maintain his lead, it looks like, here.
Yeah, really quick fight.
No reason for stand-up glitch. It saves such a small amount of time without plasma beam. Deciding it's not really worth it for the risk in this race. Agree with that?
I wonder if it even saves any time at all without wave.
Yeah. I mean, playing without charge, even if you can just get the baby off screen at the right time, you can save like, I don't know how little it is. I've been told it saves time. Even if you don't have charge, you do it right.
Yeah, the inherent time saves.
That's if you don't mess up. Don't miss any onion rings.
Yeah, you don't see it too much anymore, but stand-up used to cause a lot of people problems in races. If you see any like past Super Metroid randomizer races, you'll see stand-up get botched quite a bit. You don't see it that much anymore, but definitely if you're the one ahead on your team, it's not really worth the risk of the soft lock happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Duck even being a little bit behind, not gonna opt for it.
And that's Mother Brain 3, down for Cutie. How many tiles is that? We can count them.
Not very many.
13? Jeez. My
Very
goodness. If that didn't look hard to you, just trust me when I say that's barely humanly possible.
Yeah, like you can count on your hands the number of people that can do that, like at all. I feel like. I mean, I don't know.
Especially
and
just
the fact
like
that you got
on
it first
command.
try. Yeah, just first try. It's no big deal. Like sometimes you see Zost or Zenny or somebody do that, you know, just for fun while they're waiting, and it takes them 4 or 5 tries to get it, and they're world record holders. Cutie's absolutely at that level.
Duck doing lag corner strats on the Miller Brain 3. I like it.
Meanwhile, Leno looking for that big key. I don't think he's going to find it before their opponents finish up. While MST is still finishing off his remaining crystal dungeons.
GG to a real cutie, finishing with a time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 27 seconds. GG to him. Reminder, you're not done until your team is done, so it's always your team time is whoever finishes last on your team. But I think Duck's got this. I think Duck can handle these last 2 rooms. He's done them before.
We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left.
And GG to Duck, finishing with 2 hours, 11 minutes and 27 seconds, exactly 1 minute behind Cutie. That is GG to Team Corndog. They will be moving on to the next round in losers bracket to face Crocs Cronies, Meterific, and Bressingham. We are joined by someone. Is this Duck or Cutie? I don't know. Okay, there's
Like
Cutie. Both of them. Welcome in, guys. GG.
I'd like to announce that Cutie is
Thank
on
you.
the team. I've been informed that he tugged a paw, and we don't do that here.
No, I think we do.
We're dissolving. The team is officially dissolved.
Well,
Have a good
Lena
run.
and MST didn't tug paw, and look at where they're at, so...
Well, he's on the team now, so he moves on with me to the next round. Cutie can, I don't know, play some bingo or something.
I told him after we finished, I told him I did it, so that he wouldn't yell at me after the fact.
I also told you not to look directly at my lag corner, and you did.
So what was an Ice Rod Cave? Was there anything in Ice Rod Cave?
No, I think it was a heart piece or a
Because I was
20
doing mini mold arm with the sword, and I just like threw my last bomb without thinking. I'm just like, hey Doc, I can't do Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, and then because I had to hand in the mushroom when I was going up to check like the door and stuff, like I couldn't go over there either, so like we were nervous. That would have been the worst place for boots for us. We were nervous about that. It ended up being in a good spot. You can't do that too much earlier. Where was high jump and plasma? Was that in ice? Like we saw they did ice.
Everything that you guys didn't get was in Meridia, basically. Lamp, plasma, high jump was all Meridia.
Oh, so they did.
Oh,
yeah, they full cleared Meridia. The fire rod gave them a bit of trouble.
Oh, they put off over.
Spike
Yeah, we were debating when we found that gravity. We were like, oh, Spike Cave was far out.
yeah.
Right. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's just so nice to when we did it. But, yeah, when we found the gravity, there was like an internal debate. We knew Cutie was doing Meridia or Lower North Fair, and then I was going to head to the other 10. We kind of went back and forth, and we guessed right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if we still do Meridia, you know, it's quick because we both had it, and we both didn't have really anything left to do at that point either. Like, because I forgot to check Floating Island when I did East Death Mountain the first time. So I get there to do Dark Death Mountain. I'm just like, oh, hey, Duck, the gravity suit's here, by the way.
Yeah, we were debating if he saw that first time, because like he would have gone right there, and then I'd probably do Thieves Town, and then, assuming he still does, like I probably would have said like because we always like try to make sure, like we hate, if we do the thing where it's like, Cutie plays SM and I play, like it usually screws us. So we try to be...
Because what happens is, like, if one person does all of SM, they can get incredibly far behind, because so many of the SM checks aren't involved in, like, actually progressing in the game. Like,
Yeah,
Rec
I'm just getting
Ship, yep, I was thinking about this earlier to describe Rec Ship. Rec Ship is like Swamp, except for everything is on left side, you have to do it after the boss, and it takes twice as long. Like, that's
There's
what
at least
Rec
more
Ship
than
is
2
like.
items, though. Like, I mean, it's...
That's
yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm saying is if Swamp, everything in Swamp is on left side, and you have to do it
Yeah, 'cause
after
it's not
others.
real. You think it's like, oh, it's a boss, but it's like, no, there's literally like 2 items for the boss, and then it's, yeah.
And then it's, a ton of stuff. It's Ultra Omega left side Swamp is what Rec Ship is.
But anyways, we were debating, if he found that gravity suit, I probably would have argued, like, we'll do, like, Lower Norfair is so linear, like, we tend to have him do it pretty early when
Yeah.
We were even talking about high jump lists really early, because we had charge and everything.
Yeah.
Like, the first time we were looking at Upper Norfair.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, if he saw that, he probably would have gotten that. I probably end up doing Thieves Town. He probably finds Ice Rod by the time I'm, like, in Smith Sequence. And we're faster mode than this, so...
Yeah.
But, I mean, all I really did was pod, and, like, it was a little slow in the basement, so, like, it's hard to say how much that would have actually saved, because we were pretty much on the straight and narrow path pretty early.
Yeah, we definitely lucked into that Ice Rod pretty quick. I think even if we still do Meridia, though, because, like, I think we'd have split Meridia and LN, because what did you have left after I found that gravity suit?
I had a lot. I had Thieves Town, Skullwoods...
I mean, like, that we hadn't checked.
Oh, hadn't checked? Well, I was...
Skull.
I was
It's like
doing Meridia
Skull and North Dark World, right? And then at that point, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have done Meridia before Skull, just the 2 items of Skull already. I mean, we were thinking about, we had some plans on, like, me coming back and checking the Cape or something. Oh, that's right, I was going to do Thieves Town, I was going to check Bumper Ledge, and then I was going to do a Pyramid Ferry, but you found so much stuff on Death Mountain, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the Fire Rod changes, because when I found the grab there, we're just like, okay, I'm going to need to get my Bombos, because TR is Bombos, so I was going to go, Pyramid Catfish, Mirin Zora, and then backdoor Meridia.
Right, yeah, that's right.
It was originally the plan, and then when we found the Fire Rod there, it was like, okay, I'm just going to do LN here instead. Because the Fire Rod is like a fire source for, like, Mire potentially, or I could do Desert, and I ended up forgetting to do Desert. Anyway.
Yeah. Our early routing was really weird, like, generally, we couldn't really do the way we normally want to do it this time, and, like, because I was down at Upper Norfair, I had various, like, do I want to do Upper Norfair? And I already had charge, like, I kind of want to just do Ridley if I'm going to do that, and, like, so, like, I ended up coming up, and then he went down, and we kind of, like, looped around each other, like, twice, and it was kind of weird. I think it probably looked okay, but, like, it just felt awkward.
Yeah.
Like, I originally was like, I'll go crate up with the speed booster, and then he was like, well, I'll come down. I'm like, well, then I don't have to go up. But he wants to come down because he had the hook shot, and it was so weird, like, early on. But,
yeah, I don't think I've ever come down out, like, when I opened crate in Super Metroid, I don't think I ever come down Red Tower to do it. But it was like,
that's how I do it solo. 100%, almost 100% of the time.
Always Red Tower? I would usually go down pink or blue.
The problem is I'm trying to, like, especially so, unless I have the 15 already, like, I'm trying to snag speed, or I'm trying to snag, like, more power bombs. And it's like, you can always get the crate with 5 power bombs. So almost 100% of the time, unless I have just, like, ridiculous equipment for something else, I'm doing crate down. We're down to crate.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a smart play, like, especially considering that, like, the hook shot, like you said, Cutie, you had the hook shot, so it seemed like, oh, well, it looked like maybe you had considered Wreck Ship and pivoted, but went down Red Tower to go to...
We never had Wreck Ship early, because we already had Upper Norfair and stuff. Like,
yeah, that was the big thing.
I know we used to be the Wreck Ship team, but we really...
We've gotten away from it, because, especially in co-op, the big thing about Wreck Ship early, especially in hard mode, I think Wreck Ship early is actually good in normal mode if you break logic for it, because you can spike something. But since Wreck Ship's always in logic, doing it super early I'm not a big fan of unless I have really good equipment for it. Just because, and I mean I had already equipment for it honestly, but because what happens is yeah, if Wreck Ship has something that's good, but it's not a lot of items, they take forever to get, and if it has nothing, it puts me really far behind Duck. Especially if we have like, a ton of other stuff in Link to Pass to check, or like all of Upper North are open, like having to do Wreck Ship puts that player significantly behind. And then since the way we open is I do Retro into Uncle, usually I'm last to CAC, usually I'm behind in Light World checks. As well. So then if I open Wreck Ship and then he does like Brain Loop or something, then I incredibly far behind at that point, and it's really hard to catch me back up at that point.
He's gotten so much better. Like when we did this like last year, like we felt we needed a home run a bit more, and like the wreck ship was our back pocket thing because like him doing it early, like it's like
especially in normal mode when it's not in logic, like no one's gonna do it early.
Yeah, but here it's in logic. I mean, I still don't think people do it early. I mean, I've seen some pretty early ones. But
yeah,
we don't feel like we need it anymore. Maybe if this was normal, we'd consider it more. Again, trying to spike something big there, but like even like I've gotten a lot better too. Like I could do it now. Like I've done it in some triple bingo so much, like fully explore wreck ship, like whatever. You know, as long as I have like one E-tank and a couple missiles. That one time I sent you without missiles. That was super fun.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny.
That was horrible.
We were doing that.
Get ready for Nintendo Power.
We were doing a practice. And I get to SM, so yeah, I'm gonna open wreck ship. I had like 5 power bombs, like it'll be fine. I'm gonna open wreck ship. I get to SM and I'm just like, I have no missiles. The only missiles were at the mushroom that I didn't grab. So
we track missiles now. Like every game we practiced, there's been like one horrible mistake. Like, and we were always like, okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yep.
Our very first one, don't do GT 3 times. Do you remember
that's
that?
true. Yep. In the first qualifier, I did GT 3 times because I hadn't done any link to pass randomizer in like a year, and I forgot to go to the top with a key. And then I grab a key, and I go to the top, and I run out of magic and torches.
Yeah. So like, there's been some mistakes.
There's been a lot of improvement over the course of this tournament for our team. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it definitely shows. I don't think it really looks anymore like Cute is any weaker than anyone else at A Link to the Past.
I mean, like of the top teams, he's probably the weakest player. Like of the top like 5 or 6 teams. You know?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, certainly. But I'm not a liability at this point. I'm gotten to the point where I'm skipping heart containers. I'll skip powder. You know, things like that. Like.
Yeah, I mean, like we're trading the worst of Link to the Past player of the top teams for the best SM player, so it's like that's fair. I mean, Aussie obviously he's rando.
Well, there's me too, so.
That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, I mean, so it's. I mean, there definitely is. We've definitely gone away from the like I said, like Cutie does a Link to the Past, I do separate. Like we've gotten a lot better of like it just makes more sense for me to do because I'll do Lower Norfair a bunch. I'll do Meridia. I'll do like all the dumb stuff.
Yeah, our original strategy stopped working for us because it would put me so far behind.
Yeah, he just had, and then he was worse back then too. So it was like do all 7 crystals and just.
Yeah, there was one of our qualifiers. We hit go mode and Duck had like 4 crystals and I had 0. And it was like. Okay, we need to fix this now.
Yeah, because again, I can do like, and like even today we were for Lower North. I had the wave beam and like, honestly, like
we were gonna have Duck do
might be more
this dive before we found that gravity because he had better equipment. Like we had wave and stuff.
And it didn't come out this seed, but like, I'm the suitless specialist on the team more than
he is. Yeah, he is the suitless Meridian specialist.
So like, you know, if it's that, then I'm going first. Like we had one where it was like. I beeline Dragon, and then like he came and cleaned up like just the front, and just doing Mama Turtle and stuff. So like we'll do stuff like that. But yeah, it's much less like him. He's Super Metro. I'm like past. We tend to split it up a lot smarter. Like we definitely do think like make A Link to the Past as easy as possible for him. But it's mostly like don't make him do all the pendants and don't make him do all the like that's what we try to do.
Yeah, I mean. Since it just makes more sense for me to be doing the longer Super Metroid stuff too. So like if I'm doing the longer Super Metroid stuff and the pendants, it's like okay, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Especially because with our opening, I'm usually put behind him with our opening, just in general, because I'm doing Glubrin and Uncle. Whereas I know a lot of other teams they'll have the person not doing Glubrin do Uncle, and they kind of can get to CAC at about the same time. So.
All right, enough scouting report on this, Cutie.
Yeah. Tell me all of the things.
No, we still got to get through one more. So that's gonna be a tough matchup.
That's gonna be a very tough one. Yes.
I mean, honestly, with both of us, it's such a coin flip matchup. Like, if they're definitely better rando players than us, so like, you know, it's just gonna be where stuff is. I think that can easily. I think that's a 50-50 matchup more than anything.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where most matches in the tournament are going to be either a coin flip or like, you know, 60-40, 70-30, something like that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, this one we had a OX in practice yesterday, and this was almost there, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, feels good, especially with that early logic chain to get the boots.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like that much of a logic chain. It was just like you didn't have any fire source, so then like you didn't have fire source or boots, so desert feels really bad to just like walk all the way over there, especially without food either. Like you just had to walk to desert to like book it, and then like 9 times out of 10 you're gonna walk to desert, like check the top chest, it's gonna be like the map or something, and you go to the torch and it's the small key or something, and it's like
we don't wanna. I mean, we had mirrors. Cool. We knew we could.
Very, very great, and we already knew Desert Ledge was X-ray scope too. So it's like they're like 9 times out of 10 with the book, no fire source, no boots. You're gonna walk into desert and be like, I can't do anything. Great use of my time.
The only part I was really nervous this match when we were getting thin pre-boots.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
We were really worried about Magic Bat would have been fine.
Catfish and Ice Rod Cave were the 2 boots locations that we were really worried about.
And Zora was fine because I was cleaning up any hook shots. I wasn't even really worried about that. It would have been annoying, like that would have been bad, sure, but like
yeah.
It was just we were getting thin and we just didn't have boots, which was Dark World accuracy. And then we both forgot to actually pick up Pearl. Like
yeah, we grabbed our boots.
It's just like
boots are in our dark, like in our
boots
head.
Of Dark World. It's like, oh, I got the boots, so it's Dark World. No,
yeah, and we both just went into Dark World without grabbing our Pearl first.
I didn't go in. But I dashed over for the shovel, and then like you said, like because he said like I was like, do you have boots or anything? Like yeah, but I'd already saved the crate. It's like oh, so you can just dash it over after shovel. I'm like yes, I could have. I started running back because I was already by the pegs. I was like about
that.
Yeah, that would have been really smart routing. You are correct.
Yeah, we definitely noticed that. I don't think we noticed that you guys never did Ice Rock Cave. But yeah, desert in this kind of chain, there was so much to do, and then suddenly there wasn't a lot to do.
Yeah, and then there was so much to do again. Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh god, like because we were getting so thin, and I was like, oh, I think that was basically second to last location, honestly.
It was Ice Rod Cave or Desert at that point. We hadn't done Croc yet. I think.
No, I did.
Oh, you had it? I thought you were doing Croc.
Croc is my only regret in this season, honestly. I think we could have, if we were a little, because we forgot about Desert. You're like, oh, Desert. I'm like, oh no. I was like, yeah, that's a problem.
I didn't forget about it. I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I think
9 times out of 10, you walk in there, no fire source, no boots, and you just okay.
I think the correct argument was to do it earlier because we had mitts and mirror, so we know we could have just finished it when we got to Mars. And we would have known I guess we didn't know about fire source, but we would have known we would have had boots too, obviously, at that point. Because it was dark mode access. So yeah, just do it. It's like that's the best case scenario. And then like we could just we ended up just getting the big key and we could just go straight to the back. Although I did look at the front again. It was dumb.
I thought you guys had good teamwork. Yeah, Desert was the last place they looked to. And I think Cutie got the boots maybe about a minute before MST did. You guys were pretty neck and neck the whole seed. Chat was saying that it looked like you didn't ever peek Floating Island. So
yeah,
but like
they knew first about gravity.
Yeah, that's such a high value thing. Like we're not putting that off too much longer. Like that was, like I said, we've done it slightly earlier. Like honestly, I think if we do that sooner, we're probably only a few minutes faster or something. We still have to do all the ducks and stuff. And like, just like Cutie, you did like because you did like Thieves Town and then went up, right?
I did Thieves Town and I did South and I did.
That's right. You did South and I cut you off at Hype Cave and then I went to Pod. So like it would have been a little faster.
Yeah, yeah. Because then after you cut me off at Hype Cave, I just went to. I went to Darkest Mountain and I grabbed everything.
We would have gotten an OX, I think, but like not maybe 34 minutes faster. I don't think much faster.
The chain at the beginning to get Dark World was just not necessarily the locations were just kind of really. It didn't feel good early to like do a ton of stuff and find nothing. And Wreck Ship felt horrible. I was like, this is like I'm running out of stuff to grab. Like, and then I find the hammer at Gravity. I'm just like, oh, thank God we have. Oh, that only gives us magic back. Okay.
Yeah.
He was like, hammer. What's that guy's? Like nothing.
Yeah, duck fighting the mitts first on Restream, and I think MST found the hammer first. It's like, oh, those don't do anything without the moon pearls.
Yeah.
But congrats.
Yeah, I saw the mitts. Well, mitts was for us. It was mitts. It was like, well, this is Dark World as soon as we had boots. So we kind of had it solved at that point. to. But we knew we were going to get boots sooner than later, right? They can only do 17 at that point. I mean, it could have been like a do all of SMC, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the quality of life engine really nice if we did that. But I mean, I think even if, because we were getting so thin when we found the gravity suit at that point, right? That I think even if you send me to Meridia and and then like when Duck finishes his stuff, he just goes to LN or something. You know, we're still getting like a 220 probably. Like it's not that much. Like full clear Meridia is not that long, especially with speed booster and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we probably split it like if we split it up, like you'd be finding that ice rod by the time I'm killing Dragon, we still do it in it. So.
Yeah, depending on how we split it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, out of that door because I would have done. Yeah, I probably would have done like Skull Woods, go over, you know, Catfish, backdoor.
Yeah.
Because we want to pop a ledge, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I can't imagine it. Like maybe Aqueduct or something, you know, and then whatever. And then maybe I would have gotten High Jump or Plasma. Whatever those were.
Yeah. Early charge beam is just so nice. The only thing that sucks about it is we forget to call out supers when we get charge beam early, and then I'm sitting here on Spazer, and it's like, okay, let's hope I find enough. Let's hope I find some supers, otherwise this is going to be some pretty slow boss fights.
Big GG to Lenofist finishing up his game with a 228.55. And then MST is going to take down Ganon and then Turian.
I believe MST calls it terrain, just so everyone knows.
He does.
It's the French terrain. Not terrain.
Terrain.
Oh, that's my favorite, is when you light the torches and you go to slash Ganon and you just, you damage him instead of making him blue.
Did anyone count my warps, by the way? There was an unreasonable amount of warps on my side.
I didn't see yours, but Lenofist got a lot too.
There's zero chance he got more than me.
It was a lot. It was crazy.
I had an unreasonable amount of warps. I honestly think, like, I might have beat Cutie if I didn't have that many warps. I don't think it was a minute. Like minutes of 30. Like I think it was definitely like, and it was on the third too. He just kept warping, and I think it was 10 just on the third. And I was like, oh my god, what is happening?
Gonna see if we can get a little MST in here. So we are a 10-minute delay, so I won't spoil it. Maybe MST's not done. Maybe he is. I don't know.
I have full faith he's not going to die in Tourney, which means he's done. I'm surprised how low his E-tanks are considering because we both had.
I think Leno did Meridia. No, I think.
I'm just saying they did more. Like we both had 8 and we did a lot less. I don't know how many you had.
I had 8 and Meridia.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends how you split it up. Like, maybe he didn't grab the Thieves Town stuff, but their E-tanks are so valuable.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. It's just like it's especially.
I just kept finding them on accident. Like we had so many early, and then it was like, okay, this is great, and then we find Varia. It's like, oh, I don't need any more, and then it's like everything I just run into is just an E-tank. It's like, oh, okay.
We have a Lenofist joining us. I don't think MST wants to join for the interview, but welcome in, Leno. GG.
GG. I'm pretty sure I already know what happened and why the margin was what it was. You guys found your Go Mode Fire Rod like half an hour before us.
We found it when we did grab Gravity. I forgot to check Floating Island when we did EDM. So we did we did some Darkwood stuff. I did like Thieves Town and like Smith Chain and stuff. And then I went to Dark Death Mountain. And I was like, oh, Gravity's up here. Oh, wish I'd have checked that earlier. And then I did Spike Cave right then. And then right after the Gravity is when I did Golden Warfare.
Yeah, it was almost exactly a half an hour from when you guys picked up Fire Rod.
Yeah, I was able to avoid all those pendants.
Was that a decision, or was that like a mistake, or forgetting that was something you could do when you were up there on Dark Death Mountain, Leno?
Well, I didn't have any invincibility items, and the only one potion I had was green, so I couldn't do Spike Cave with my 11 hearts. And then I had asked MST if he had done Spike Cave, because he had Burna and Cape, and he's like, oh crap, no, I forgot to check that. He goes up there while I'm in Mire, gets in there like, well, that's either really gonna burn us, or it'll be, at best, even par. Turned out it burned us.
I had it, but I forgot
High
where
jump.
I found it.
High jump.
Was it high jump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a mail upgrade there too, I think.
No, it was that
Or
and
Beast
bottle.
Reserve.
Yep, there's a bottle. Yeah.
Males
Safety
were
of some kind, yeah.
males were mini Moldorm and the free one in Eastern. So
Yeah.
I never went to mini. I mean, there was like so many goodies in there was like supers and stuff I think too. But we already had Charge and Vari. I'm like nah. I'm good.
Yeah, and then I think it was like at 30 minutes. I'm like trying to think, did Mini Moldorm have something for it?
Yeah, I was always like,
God, I
man.
hope not. God, I hope not.
Yeah, I remember. I knew it wasn't something important, but it was like I knew it was like chock full of goodies.
Yeah.
And you did the. I mean, you could technically skip like silvers and space jump, but there was so much stuff there. You're like, no, I'm getting that. And I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, the stuff at the reserve area.
And none of it required. I mean, I guess space could have been, but like none of it was required. And I was just like, this is gonna make you so much faster. Just get
None
it.
of
And
it.
then-
None of it required, but you don't want to pass up any of it because it's all right there, and it only helps you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like 2 extra elevators, but even we had it so early. It's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, we hadn't done Gauntlet yet. Because I went down Red Tower to get to grade, and then he did blue up, he did retro up through green. And it was like, well,
No,
okay,
I ended up doing. I was gonna do crate up, and then I just ended up resetting, and I just went retro down because I knew I needed my flippers.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I'm just gonna do the because you weren't near yet, so I was like, I'll just do pink at this point.
Yeah, and so it was like, okay, I'll just do Gauntlet, grab him here. But I mean, I guess the space jump was required unless I wanted to get the bombs at Bombo's tablet, which I ended up getting anyway. But the bombs at Bombo's tablet would have been my worst from the game access logically if I didn't grab that space jump.
No,
That's-
spring ball, dude.
Oh, that's true. The spring ball at Spooky. Yeah, I didn't have spring ball yet though. So
Sure, but I mean that would have. But yeah, I mean, maybe just space, maybe just screw. Then okay, fine, just give it. But space, screw, and so. Oh, you can get this. I'm okay if you get this. It's fine.
yeah, I could just do the worst from the game album. But yeah,
We spent all day practicing the dumbest tricks. The worst room in the game. We did the bottom crystal flashes. The short charge for Mother Brain missiles. Like, all
the short
this
charge
stuff.
from Mother Brain this week we were, because like if I find speed in retro, then I can at least try it once or twice.
Yeah, but GG's.
Yep, GG's.
Anything else you
I
want
was
to
a
talk
little
about?
disappointed. Yeah, I was a little disappointed with how much there was not in Link to the Past. Like, where was anything in Link to the Past? This was the SM Heavy Seed. It definitely played in your guys' hands. And I think there might have been like 3 items. No,
I think everything important was on like Death Mountain.
Yeah,
It
that
was on
was
Death Mountain, period. Like Varia, Grav, Fire Rod were on Death Mountain.
Yeah, literally everything was on Death Mountain except for boots. And like some early
Yeah.
stuff, like cane.
Yeah, Hookshot was in Waterfall Cave. Like all the Link to the Past, all the items that we got in Link to the Past, we got them like early or they were on Death Mountain. There was like nothing in dungeons at all.
No, yeah. Well, there might have been more stuff. We just go through it all. So.
Yeah, that's true. But any of the dungeons we checked, I mean, we found most of the stuff. Though. Like, what were we missing?
Yeah, I think the flute in
Yeah.
LN.
Yeah, flute, hydro,
and then
oh,
the
flute was
stuff
in
in Meridian.
It was an cutie.
What? What? We're in LN.
Was it Firefly?
No,
No.
it was Anchor Z.
Oh,
Guys, we're at Gold Mode. What are you gonna do with the flute?
yeah,
It
exactly.
wouldn't
We
even
had
have
like
been
8
helpful if we'd
dungeons to do. What do
activate
you
it.
think we're gonna do with the flute?
I still don't think it would have been
around.
helpful for.
I
We
came
had
out.
to do
I
flute sound, so I had to dash over there and turn it on.
I don't think it would have been helpful for Duck because he reversed, but I was coming out that way anyway.
Yeah.
And I would have saved me time, so I had to save him for everywhere. And then I had to like run to 5 to do Pod Eastern and stuff. Like,
Screw you.
and I
were
had to
behind
do,
on Link
I
to the
had
Past
to do
dungeons.
Skull Woods still anyway. So like I could have activated when I went to go do Skull Woods, and then I also still had to do Desert, so I forgot to do it. So food would have actually probably saved me over a minute for sure.
It's true.
But I wasn't gonna check Bunker Z. Like I checked our Lord and Savior Hoarder Grouping missiles because that one always saves us.
Ace, did you like me going for Thieves Down spin speed for 10 minutes? That was good.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I can't not get it. I was so mad.
You remind me of Foxless, because he does that. Every spoiler log seed we did, he was like, I gotta get this spin speed out of Thieves Down. We try it 8 times because it's faster, but it's not if you don't get it.
It's true of everything. It's not faster if you don't get it.
I like your Wasteland even better.
I just kept things. I couldn't get the clip for whatever reason.
Yeah, it took a lot of tries.
It's tricky without high jump.
Yeah, I'm so used to high jump.
It's like I don't know. It's weird. Rooms without high jump are weird, especially when you have speed booster. It's
For sure.
It sucks. It sucks. I hate it so much. But you're not gonna unequip speed booster. So
I did that one time. But we had like a super low wreck ship in practice, and I was like, I'm just taking speed off. Nope, that's fine.
I have for the Ridley fight before.
the Ridley fight would be somewhere I would think about doing it because like I've done like low ice Ridley. I've never done low speed Ridley, and like it's so bad to try and like. And I don't. If I'm playing random, I have like supers between V-Tanks, so I'm not gonna like be safe like I would in low ice.
Yeah.
So it's like with high jump, no high jump and speed booster, Ridley's actually just like absolutely.
That's a finish for Metroid MST and Team PhailGuys. Time of it 2 hours 40 minutes 48 seconds. GG to PhailGuys. Man, thank you for the race to all of our teams. Yeah, it was just the Spike Cave difference. I don't know, Leno, if you guys talked about MST going and doing Spike Cave before dipping Swamp, or kind of what your thoughts there were.
Well, at one point he said that he shouldn't have dove Swamp at all, just because I was so far ahead of him on kills and just dungeons. So it would have made more sense for me to just dive that. And just have him catch up on some stuff. And it was right around that time when I was in Mire, and that's when I asked him, did you happen to check Spike Cave? Because we still had to check Ether Tablet too. And he's like, oh crap. Oh crap. That's when the realization was, and that just happened to be where Go Mode was today.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that there's nothing in these pendants here, especially Swamp with it being so available. Ice Palace too.
Yeah, we were talking about that the entire time. It's like, Swamp's usually not available this early, but it's a pendant. I really don't want to have to do it, but it's looking pretty attractive.
Yeah, it was like, we're going to do them. I think we're going to send Cutie on SM stuff, and then I was going to be doing some of the pendants, because they were both pretty high value. But
yeah,
we just...
with our equipment, like Green Pendant Ice and like Pendant Swamp were pretty high value. Especially like with how early we had access to Swamp, because it feels like if the game's giving you access early to Swamp, 9 times out of 10 there's something there. It feels like that's confirmation bias, but like early Swamp access makes me want to do Swamp as soon as possible every time.
Yeah, and not only that, with Bombos on Zora, it's like, oh, don't do it, Green Pendant, don't do it, Saha. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Quake was early too for Mire access. Like Quake was pretty free.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I was like,
I was like, that's what Mire was.
Yeah, because he didn't even go in because he was like, up Go Mode. Because I remember saying like, oh, hope it's Ether, but yeah,
because I went around the space jump way to GT because it was like I have space jump right now. We're 1 item from Go Mode. I'll just go this way. So I went around that way and I found Ice Rod at Screw Attack, and I'm just like, oh, I'm on Mire. Okay.
Yeah, you showed up for Desert, which we realized.
I should have, yeah, but I didn't even think about it. At the time, I was like, okay, Go Mode, cool, I can just do Ridley, not check anything. But anyway, GG's guys, thanks for commentating as well, Ace and Polar Bear. Appreciate it.
Yeah, GG's. Thanks for the race.
Extra GG's for Polar Bear Bunny, filling in emergency for Tracy, who was supposed to commentate tonight.
Yeah, sorry you guys had to deal with that. Well, yeah,
Apologizing to us for it. You didn't do anything.
definitely give our runners a follow. Thank you, Happy, for tracking for us tonight. Doing all four, so very, very glad to have Epi around. Yeah, thank you guys. GG's to Corndog moving on again to face Crocs Cronies in the next round. We'll be saying goodbye to PhailGuys, but hopefully, Leno, I know you do some commentary. Maybe we'll see you guys on commentary and tracking as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. You guys aren't done with. You can't get rid of me that easily.
Exactly. Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching. We don't have any